SEGA Saturn Shiro! Ooh, welcome to a very special Shiro show. Wait, who's that? Who's that dude?
Don't mind me.
You guys are sitting very close to each other.
Yeah, we're a couple
You playing
now.
footsie there?
Yeah, we're
Under the
together
table?
now. Anyways, yeah, welcome to the Shiro show. I am your host, Patrick TraynoCo, and SaturnDave, and right next to me on the other end, and then of course the most wonderful guest host, Mr. Emerald Nova, or Matt. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna call you Emerald Nova because I don't know. I'm used to it. Welcome aboard. How does it feel to be in the seat next to us?
It feels slightly less comfortable than normal because I had to go get myself a stool to do this.
I got
I'm
you.
sacrificing 4 hours of cushion on my underside for this.
Well, you don't have a phone book?
I,
Can't reach the pedals?
No.
Just kidding.
no.
Yeah, but
No,
welcome to the yeah, but yeah,
It
no.
works.
He actually, I think he had a. Did I give you the stool, or did you have to sit on the crappy chair and you came over and we did that stream? I can't remember.
No. I think I also had a wooden chair.
Oh yeah, I'm a bad host.
yeah.
I sat in a nice chair. He sat in like the crappy stool.
Well, welcome
with
welcome to your
disputing.
corner. Welcome to your corner, Emerald. I
I'm
made
actually
this
in the corner seat.
I put this
Yeah.
couch here so that you could join us on
Exactly.
shows.
He is on the seat, and he is.
There you go.
Really neat. I don't know where I was going. Anyways, welcome to a very special Shiro show. If you don't know, this is the reveal of a very special English translation project that's very secret. It's going to be about halfway through the show. We're going to show it off, the trailer. We're actually just waiting for everybody to get here first, so we're just doing the show while we wait for that. So I guess before we start, I have to ask, what have you all been up to in your lives? Like, what have you been up to? I guess, should we do Emerald first since he's the guest, or
Sure.
ignore him because he doesn't matter? Like, I think.
I mean, honestly, this year I really don't matter. I kind of phoned it in for the competition, so I probably did more work organizing the thing than I did actually trying to submit. I actually held off on a couple projects to submit for next year. So yeah, there's honestly after XL2 submitted his thing, I think me and a couple other people got too demoralized to really try to give it a good push anyway. But yeah, there's too many good projects. Last year we had a large quantity. This year we have a smaller quantity, but I think the overall quality has gone up. So the competition is getting more stressful and more difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
I would agree.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited. We're actually going to talk about that on the show, the game competition, super duper awesome game competition. So I'm excited to talk about that and play some of the games in that because there's a lot of good stuff this year. And the big special project being probably the hypest one. No offense to the other ones. There's a lot of hype ones though. Like, it's going to be real stiff competition though. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
is why
excited.
I delegated the job of judging this to everyone else.
Yeah.
there.
That way I don't have to be the bad guy.
Yeah. But,
Nice.
but anyways, what about you, Dave? What have you been up to in the life and times of David?
Well, I turned 40, so I'm
sorry to hear.
officially middle-aged.
Oh, I forgot to wish you
But
happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dave.
Thank you, Pat.
Let's get a happy birthday in the
Appreciate
chat
it.
for Mr. Dave.
I
Some
like how
happy
your drink is
birthdays.
getting keyed out.
A lot, I know, right? Isn't that funny? It's all yellow, but for some reason the top of it.
Potion.
This is a yeah. I've got myself one of those. I don't know, where it's like half cider or whatever. That's what it looks like. It looks like a Irish car bomb or something.
Oh God, we just got canceled.
But,
We just
One
got
of
taken
those
off
in
stream.
the UK.
Yeah. Don't
Don't
order,
order
like
that
a
in
literal-
the UK. Don't order
Yeah.
that in the UK.
I'll go to Northern Ireland and order it. No, but so yeah, no, I turned 40, and last episode, a lot of folks wished me happy birthday, so that was really nice. And I just got a 3DO game from Andrew Rosa, so that was really cool. It was
Oh, nice.
Monster Manor. I would show you guys, but the box is green, so it would just key out. You wouldn't be able to see it. But
Just like a little text floating in the air. I like how you could see the beer through Emerald when you put it up
Yeah.
to him.
really hold
So
it
more
in front of his
importantly-
face.
Did your kids get you macaroni picture, a tie, or socks?
None of those. None of the above. No. yeah, no tie, no macaroni picture. No socks. They got me chocolate. They got me beer. They got me some earbuds.
How did your kids get you beer?
What they did is they got in a
With
little
help.
suit. They got a
With
little
help.
suit, a little suit. Like, you know, they stood on each other's shoulders. Like, I would like to buy a
Trench
beer,
coat.
please. Yeah, trench coat.
Yeah.
Well,
How did
my,
they notify the Invisible brand?
The invisible brand. Yeah.
This
This is a
light
very
beer.
light Hellas, I guess. I don't know how to say that. If Xenos would know. Hells? I don't know. Lager.
Isles.
Yeah. So it's like a German
Probably not that.
Brauerei Heller Bamberg.
Oh, Hella.
Product in
Hella.
German. Hella. Oh, okay.
I thought
Anyway.
it's like yeah, because there's like Wildsman. Yeah, there's a Rammstein song that's like that. I thought it was like a Rammstein reference. Thing,
Yeah, no,
but
I went with something light for the show because I'll go with something heavy later.
he's
when
gonna
I'm
get
having
plastered today.
But no, yeah. What else? We got a bunch of mags in, and I'm packing them up, and they're gonna be ready.
Oh, yeah.
I believe they might be. We weren't gonna make any like big announcements so that folks in the community could get
I'll
a
make
chance, but I think they might be live on the website right now.
We
So
got
if
a
you
pretty big
wanna,
audience, so let me go pull that up. We'll show up the
yeah,
mags.
if you
to the
want to
people.
grab one,
or
you
two,
should be able to
or
order it.
5 or 20.
The thing is, if you order one of the B stock right now, I don't have any packing materials. Pat just ordered some more for me, so it might be a couple days of waiting. Yeah, you can order the A stock. We've got perfect prints ready to ship. But if you want like to save $5 and get one of the cheaper ones, I don't have packing materials until they arrive. So, but as soon as those arrive, we'll ship those out.
Now we have a captive audience. We can hawk our magazine. Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, no, yeah, like I said,
we have 61 viewers right now.
Dang.
And not even half of them have pressed the like button. What's wrong with you guys? Come on.
Yeah, what's wrong with it? Everybody like the stream.
Just joking, you don't have to do that. But anyways, if you guys want, like, we have this awesome magazine that we released, the Shiro magazine. It's our first issue. Has a lot of cool articles in there, and you can get it'd be $10, or you can a minor defects for $5. So you get an A or B rank. So we use the Japanese system of ranking because we're cool. Also, Emerald's covered by the thing. Yeah. He's pointing. That's our website. It has arms.
Oh
now.
no, what are we gonna do when we have to read from the website, like the browser?
That really sucks. Oh, I got an idea.
I'll be
I got an
fine.
idea. Patrick, end prop time. Go.
You're gonna
Patrick,
put it
end prop,
behind Emerald?
Go.
Oh,
There we go. Oh,
Piggyback.
He is
Piggyback,
my eye
back
buddy.
massage.
He
Guys,
is
please.
my eye
Massage.
buddy. He is my eye buddy. Yeah, we'll do that. Anyways, I'll go back behind them now while we talk. Anyways,
That is so
yeah.
cute.
But yeah, while we do the magazine, yeah, if you guys want, on our website, SEGA it's Shiro magazine. Flood my email with PayPal purchases, please. And yeah, it's available now. So if you like Shiro, you like magazines, you like all these cool articles, and you can even look at the free PDF. You can actually read it online for free. So
You can download it. Yeah.
if you want to read it, we can't. I'll go into the reading it for free thing.
Don't do that. We made this for the community, so we're selling it at cost.
Yeah.
We're not making really anything off of it, but we did make this though with the help of you guys, the folks who support us through Patreon. So their names are right there on the inside jacket.
If you support us at Patreon, you can get your name in the credits and be like cool guys like Anthony Rendazzo. I don't know who that guy is. Sealand, Emerald Nova, Emily, all these other cool people, and
Yeah.
you get this cool magazine, like his articles, cool stuff. Like I say, I know feels like I'm hawking this magazine, but I mean,
The next one is probably going to have an entire page of Patreon supporters.
and look at that.
Because we've had a lot of support since then. So yeah.
Look at that.
Patched.
Patched. Get a lot of those in the new one. But yeah, if you guys like magazines, if you guys want to know about Shenmue, if you guys want to know about hockey, if you guys want to know about stuff, check out the magazine.
are some of those pages censored?
Yeah,
No, Pat's just
it's
flipping
very
it too
explicit.
fast.
We have that was our red label article. It's censored.
Yeah,
Unless you buy the
Wipeout.
magazine. No, I'm just joking.
Wipeout had sexual content.
Yeah, it had
I
naked
was
woman
thinking
in
you
it.
just had like a 4-page centerfold of knights, but like in various states of undress.
It
It was like the naked lady, but we got rid of all the games.
Yeah. That's the bonus
Shouts
if you
to
get
Ken
it.
Lowe.
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys interested, go do that. But anyways, yeah, I think that's. I don't really have any personal updates. I'm just playing my dollies, Warhammer 40k. Shouts out Necrons.
Painting your dollies.
Painting my dollies. I got the Nightbringer, but I haven't paid him yet, so I don't want to bring him on the show yet.
Nice.
He's not show ready, so. But yeah, that's about it for me. Do you want to go on?
Let's do it. Let's hide Emerald again with a news scroll.
Yeah, bye, Emerald. See you later, buddy.
I'll be here with my hidden product placement.
You go do you with your beers. I'm gonna go bye. Okay, just joking. I'm gonna move your ass over on the couch. But yeah, there we go, buddy, like sister, except not good. Anyways,
You know what we could do? Just
What
an
can we do?
idea. This is just an idea. I don't know if you could do this now, but we could do this in the future. We could make it so that the entire back of the studio is just
news
browser.
articles. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, like
Like on the
scrolling browser.
screens.
Yeah, like it could just cover over for the period that we're doing the news segment. It's just an idea.
So you go from mobile phone aspect ratio to like proper
Like-
4:3.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I guess we'll talk about the first article. It's the Saturn collecting with Sega Lord X. So
Yeah.
I think some people here know who that guy is. Maybe, probably, maybe.
Yeah, not having a script, listening to it back, like not having a script, I realized that like there's so much we missed because we really just kind of went with whatever we happened to think about when we were talking about it. But I mean, there's so many more aspects to collecting for Saturn or game collecting and stuff like that. We didn't really get into WADA that much. I mean, we made a couple jokes about it, but we didn't really get into WADA or talk too heavily about. I don't know. We talked about like reproductions and bootlegs, but we didn't. More from an aspect of like, what do you think of them? Do you think? And you know, it's cool that folks like do whatever they want with that stuff, but we didn't really talk about the fact that when the market gets flooded with all those bootleg. Oh my god, I can't keep a straight face for you guys.
Literally, everyone's just saying best friends. They're comfy. It was loud.
Come on, back massage time. Anyway,
No.
but in all seriousness, it was a fun episode. I hope folks listen to it and enjoy it. There's a lot of folks leaving comments about their collecting journey, and I appreciate that. It kind of helps fill in the gaps. It was just, like I say, a nice little conversation with Mel. It's nice to be able to touch base with him every once in a while since he's a really busy guy, but yeah, and we have a mainline podcast episode coming out soon. I think Peter's in the process of editing that, and that covers. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I know Nick and Peter are on that.
Oh wow!
And Ben, Nick, Peter, and Ben. So it'll be a good one.
Yeah, they said we weren't allowed on it because apparently we're taking up too much time.
They're
Jeez,
jealous of
guys.
us for Shiro show, and they didn't want Pat. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
That's so
Literally, I think.
Pat and I couldn't make it.
Yeah, no, literally, it was like December. I had like 2,500 parties every day, and I was dead on
Pat
the
is so
inside.
popular. You're like Mr.
dude.
Popular, going to all these parties.
But that's what happens when you're a famous podcast. Guess you get invited to parties, get beer. No, I'm just joking. None of that
By the way, I
happens.
went to a Christmas party, and there was a Galaga competition, and I have to say that all the practice that I put into Emerald's
Dude,
Gala
69
Xmas
views,
did
69
not
watch
help
nows.
me at all in that Galaga competition.
The thing with Galactus is that it started out, I was thinking I was going to make a Galaxian clone, but it turned out it was a lot easier for me just to do a harder not bullet hell, but enemy hell.
Right.
shooter.
Yeah. And it's good.
It doesn't
It's good.
help when
It's
it doesn't help when you're trying to go to a format where you're supposed to only shoot up.
right. Exactly.
R.I.P. So I guess you won that one day.
69.
Exactly,
We got
baby.
You missed
69,
it,
baby.
70.
I missed it.
You
Oh,
the
damn it.
moment.
But
Tanner
yeah.
got it.
Oh no, I said it. It was in the middle of the thing though. I interrupted you. But yeah. So I'm guessing you did not win that competition.
I did not win that competition. Some guy who owns an arcade, for goodness sake, came in and he put down like 370,000, He put down 370,000.
Wow, what a nerd.
And nobody even came close to that. Mine was like 70,000, so he scored like 300,000 more than me. And
Wow.
and he said that was just like his middle-aged score. Like he said back in the day I used to score 700,000.
You should be like, okay there, Billy Mitchell. Okay.
But seriously, the whole party was like, it was like a tiki bar kind of party with a bunch of folks that were about 10 years older than me, and they're all in their like, you know, tiki clothes and stuff like that. So I was not as fashionable
bar
and
with tiki
not as
clothes.
good at Galaga.
Gallagher. R.I.P. Gallagher. Rest in
Let's get to
peace.
the next.
Yeah,
let's
we got
move
a
on to
lot
the
of
next
stuff. But yeah, pause that. All right.
Hey,
so,
Stuart Stapleton.
Stuart.
And we got a lot of folks in chat.
All right. So next article, Sega Extreme's 28th anniversary.
Hey, wait. Let's skip ahead to the one that Dan just put up, because
Okay,
this will lead into like
competition.
yeah. Let's talk about Metal Black real quick.
Emerald's like, forget my article, forget my thing. Just go on the next one.
No. We'll do it later.
Alrighty. R.I.P. All right. So Metal Black Bust a Move collection coming to Steam oh wow, this actually is huge. Dang, Dan.
Yeah.
Dang, Daniel. Nice sneakers. That
Another S tribute, and
damn,
it's
Daniel.
Bust a Move 1
we're
and
back to
2.
69. Oh, never mind. We're at 70. Yeah. We were at 69 for a little bit. Don't
It'll
leave.
dip in and out.
Yeah, just like 16. Anyways,
It's
Metal
the
Black
algorithm
Bust a
manipulating
Move.
our views.
It's getting us to 69s. But anyways, Metal Black Bust a Moves collection in the Steam. So this one, did you want to talk a little bit about this, Dan? This came out of the blue and just slapped us in the face.
Yeah, I can try a little bit. Sorry if you hear clicking in the background. One of our stove igniters keeps clicking constantly.
That doesn't sound safe. You should probably fix that.
You know, like
I'm hoping we
Only
don't
it's
blow
safe
up.
if the gas is running.
Well, no, one of the other ones. No, the gas is not running. What'd you do? Unplug it? Yeah, just leave it unplugged.
This is a stream and
Okay.
a half.
Sorry, guys. Anyway, so yeah, City Connection is apparently putting out in a few weeks the last of its announced Saturn games as part of its S Tribute line. They haven't announced any more. These are the last ones that we know of as far as we know, and it's a collection of Bust a Move 2 and 3 together, and then Metal Black on its own. And Metal Black is a horizontal shoot 'em up with kind of an apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic theme to it. And of course, Puzzle Bottle is the other name for Bust a Move, and it's just kind of a neat little bubble popping shooter puzzle game. So, which I personally like Bust a Move a lot. They're cool
Same.
games. I have not played Metal Black, but it looks cool.
Is the Metal Black?
I know
Is that a
it
shoot 'em
looks
up, or is
long.
that the pinball one, or the
Metal
breakout
Black
clone?
is a shoot 'em up.
Okay.
yeah, it is. It's a pretty good one
I was
too.
thinking of
It's underrated.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of
play
wondering
that
if
one.
since we're getting both the Puzzle Bobble 2 and 3 Japanese games and the English Bust a Move 2 and 3, if they're gonna charge us like $30 or something for all that, because they did that with Layer Section, and Galactic Attack. They charged $30 as if we're getting two games, even though one's just a localization of the other.
Nice. Shout out Night of Dragons, $269.69.
$269.
Yeah,
Wrong price.
That was for the Red Label PlayStation games.
Yeah, should have done
Nice.
that donation for Sushi Pie last month.
Oh yeah, good point.
Underrated by who? It's a Saturn game. Good point, Neozed. And also, by the way, Pat, Captain Hodden likes the thumbnail that I did for this stream. So
I mean, I
there
like
you go.
I like it, but I was not expecting to get soy wojacked.
No, yeah.
That was like
Yeah,
out
well,
of the
there you
blue. Like,
go.
all right. I literally asked Dave, "Hey Dave, can you just do a simple like a question mark thing?" And it's like, okay,
He just wanted a question mark. I was like,
no.
I don't have simple in my dictionary. Anyway, so
was funny,
yeah,
though. I
Metal
liked
Black, there's so many good shooters on the Saturn. Metal Black gets overlooked. It's not A rank, but it's a nice, like B minus. I don't. It's a good, it's better than. It's like if it was on another console, it'd be like one of the best shooters, right? But because it's on Saturn, and there's so many great shooters on Saturn,
It's just one of the good ones. One of
the
many.
good ones. And then of course, you can't go wrong with Bust a Move. Both of those 1 and 2 are great.
Yeah. What side are you guys on? You guys Bust a Move or Puzzle Bobble?
I like Bust a Move just for the name.
Are you talking about just the name? You mean?
Yeah. I always get that one confused with Bust a Groove.
Right.
Isn't that a Dance Dance Revolution knockoff?
Yeah, I'm gonna bust.
Well, here's the thing. I always get confused, like when I'm just talking about it, and I want to say Bubble Bobble, but I'll say Puzzle Bobble on accident. So like that, Bust a Move helps. Bust a Move helps me kind of delineate it from not Puzzle Bobble, but yeah.
From Bubble Bobble.
From Bubble Bobble. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick with these releases, they only officially announced them coming to Steam, and there are only pages for them on Steam. There aren't pages yet on the Switch or the PS4 or the Xbox One yet. I checked a little bit ago, and they still were not up. And they don't even have official pages for these up on the City Connection website yet, which they always have pages for all these releases. So that's strange too.
Oh, okay.
They just put a tweet out now. Yeah, God, you do not have to zoom in on that, please. So, Game2.
The audience right now waiting for us to get to the reveal.
It's a sin.
Yeah, so the website Game2 put a story up, and they said that these games were coming to the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch. I don't know if they have access to some press release that we don't, because I can't find a source for that. So I kind of mentioned that the logos for those systems are at the end of the trailer for Bust Move 2 and 3 on its Steam page. That's the only evidence I can find, aside from Game2, their story, that these are coming to anything but Steam. So I reported that it's coming to Steam. That's all I can verify right now. So it'll give me an excuse to write another story when they say, hey, it's also coming to all these other things. Here are the pages.
It's interesting, though, that Bust a Move 1 and 2 would be considered a set. Oh, is it 2 and 3?
Yeah, it's 2 and 3.
Okay, it's just interesting that it's a S tribute. When both of those games came out on like PlayStation and they came out on Neo Geo, and like, so why is it an S tribute?
I don't know. It's probably just a special tribute of it. I don't know.
Probably we're just looking for games that they had the rights to through Taito that are on the Saturn that are marketable today, and they saw Bust Move 2 and 3, and they're like, yeah, we'll do those.
Okay, cool.
If anything, it's that the wayward children of Gen 5 are Saturn is now the most popular and most marketable.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's like that cool band that nobody listened to back in the day, except for like the cool kids, and now everybody's like, oh yeah, they're the best.
We're the cool dudes. We're like the ones like the Neo Geos.
The Saturn is the Velvet Underground.
Exactly. It's like only 100 people bought it, but those 100 people started a podcast.
There you go. Space Hog.
Space Hog.
Yeah.
Maybe in the meantime, wait and see.
I don't know if the Saturn versions of these games had any extras that weren't in other versions, like the PlayStation version or something. I haven't played all the versions to check. And I didn't see anything when I was checking Sega Retro saying, hey, this has got some exclusive Saturn features. I mean, they added a few things that weren't in the original arcade versions, like extra levels, like challenge levels and that sort of thing. But I don't know. Cool. That's a blind spot for me.
Well, honestly, though, I think it'd be good to actually have these. I think that the biggest feature that's allowed is that you can actually play the Saturn, or play the version of the game not on a Saturn and not spend $100 to do so, or $300 to do so. I think that's pretty cool feature that goes to the Switch, in my opinion. You can officially play it.
Got, cool stuff like the whole save and rewind and unlimited credits and Metal Black. I guess you can adjust getting more or less energy when you get the energy pickups to make it easier or harder on yourself.
Which would definitely help, because that game is not easy.
You get unlimited credits in metal black as well. So,
it's an old school shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some good features, so I definitely think picking that up is good. So go.
Thanks for the write-up, Dan.
Thank you
and
very
happy
much.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Dan,
a lot of birthdays
Dan
today.
had a birthday this month, so.
Happy
last month.
birthday,
Yeah.
Daniel. Happy
Oh wait,
birthday,
last month.
Daniel.
That's right. In December.
Yeah.
We're in
Happy
January
birthdays.
already.
Everybody wishing
It's
both happy
2023,
birthday.
guys.
How many
I know.
times have you written 2022 already? After January 1st. I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
I think I
yeah.
wish him happy birthday on the. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, you made that awesome Kina picture with a happy birthday hat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I did do
Cool.
that.
Great.
Cool.
I feel bad for I didn't
Thank
see
you.
Dave's on Facebook. Sorry, Dave. R.I.P. But yeah, we should probably get on the last article before we do the grand reveal. We're almost done. We're almost there, guys. Gonna get the grand reveal of a game, and it's gonna be amazing. At least I think so.
Wait. Neozed wants to know our opinion on the PolyMega. Is that right? Oh, you have Oh wait, no. He's asking if somebody has one. If they have an
The
opinion.
Tanner
on
of
it.
the North has one. He's seeing what his opinions were on.
My
I
only
think
opinion of it is that I've never seen. It's just as rare to me as the Sega Pluto. Like I've never
Yeah.
seen one. Actually, wait, I've held a Sega Pluto, so it's
We've held
rarer
one, yeah.
than the Sega
Literally-
Pluto.
Sega Pluto has been around.
Yeah.
Literally, we know where to get a Sega Pluto.
Seriously,
we
that
don't know where to
Sega
get
Pluto is like seriously been around.
it. Yeah, I
Well,
can't
what's
believe
funny
you
about the PolyMega is that they just released a Nintendo 64 module, and their console is still not for sale till quarter of 2023.
my favorite.
Man.
My favorite. Hey,
And
speaking
when
of that,
it-
I got my analog pocket in, so I mean,
Oh, nice.
at least I got that. So thank you, analog.
Let
for
me know.
pulling
Let me
my
know if
money
it
for a
hurts
year.
your hands. I want to know like how it feels after like a week of using it, because I've heard people say it digs in, the corners dig into your hands and
Honestly, I
whatnot.
only play Yu-Gi-Oh on it, so I really don't play anything like
Okay.
action specific. I just play Yu-Gi-Oh Worldwide Edition on it. I'm kind of boring.
Wait. How are you playing Yu-Gi-Oh? You didn't tell me. I would have played Yu-Gi-Oh.
What?
I have Legacy.
Talking about the
Duel
Game Boy.
Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Legacy of the Duel is
Oh.
pretty good. Yeah, the Game Boy version of it.
Bought an analog pocket just to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I am a
That's
special
something I
breed of
do.
person.
Talk about over-engineered.
Listen, I just want
I
want
would-
card games on the go.
Yeah,
Even though-
I would buy a some like a Game Boy clone or something like that just to play the Pokemon card game.
The
2.
TCG on
That
the Game
too.
Yeah,
I think I'll
the
do
one
that.
that only came out in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, there was a TCG in America, right? There was a
The first one, yeah, but they had a
Yeah.
sequel with like
Oh,
double
yeah.
the expansion sets.
right. Yeah. That only came out in Japan.
But yeah, it's I kind of like it because I can play card games and not get yelled at or like condescended to for some guy playing Magic the Gathering.
Oh,
Like
okay.
me and
We're
Emerald
always
did.
gonna go back to that one con.
I hate that dude so much. I still hate that dude.
Okay,
so
so he
much.
wasn't that bad. He was just socially unaware of what he was doing.
Yeah, he was
Like,
socially
he-
unaware and
he-
pissing me off the entire day.
Yeah, but he wasn't malignant. Or malignant is not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
As for PolyMega, at this point, I kind of almost wish they would just like throw a more powerful chipset in it and more RAM so that it could like emulate further stuff, rather than, because it's already so dated by now, like I mean, what it does emulate, it does well, but it's trapped in like that 32-bit era, and like since they haven't even released it, I don't know.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we should probably jump to this article. This
Yeah,
SEG
we'll jump to
competition
the
because
roundup.
We got like 0
Okay.
minutes left.
What are you talking about? It's 3:30.
Oh, I
show
thought we were
goes
doing
till
it at 3:30. They're
No,
all
the show
showing up
goes
at
until
3:30.
like midnight.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
we're
but
gonna be
yeah,
here
like I could drop off, but you're good. Pat's good to go. You guys, you can stay on that side of the couch if you want, Emerald, or you can take my space.
We're gonna trade this couch in for a love seat.
Oh
There
God,
you go.
no.
There you
Don't.
go. I'll have give me a lazy boy, and you guys take the love seat. I love it.
Oh no, no.
You guys are gonna be
Inappropriateness.
between two ferns. I'll add some ferns to the set.
Inappropriateness. All right. Well,
Let's see here. So
you wrote this one up, Dave, right?
there's this thing,
There's a thing.
It's
What is
a
the
thing
thing?
now. I don't know. It's this competition thing that has been going on for 4 years, if you can believe it or not. Well, this will be the 4th year, and it in celebration of the SEGA Saturn and its anniversary, the 28th anniversary to be exact. Emerald here, who's giving Pat a back massage, is hosting. He's the he's the guy who started all of this, put together and organized and solicited and got all the people together to make this happen. And this is a homebrew enthusiast community activity, I guess, where everybody submits their best work from the year. Sometimes it's last minute.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the guy who runs the show.
Yeah, so normally I take like a week off at the end of the year every year to do some crunch, and this time I just ended up playing way too much Valheim and God of War.
I feel you.
Because my brother got me into Valheim last minute, and I was like, okay, another survival clone, I'll take it. But so what I ended up doing this year is a lot less effort than I normally put in for other years, which you can see my history with on there, and then obviously everyone else is putting in work, probably doing more consistent work than
I
me.
like how the list is like almost doubling each year. Like the first year is like
the first year you can see on one screen, you can see it right there.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
But so the last year was special in that I think that was the sweet spot of COVID, where everyone knew how to work from home and then maximize their time to do stuff.
Yes.
I don't know that we're gonna ever get those numbers back again, but we're still at a healthy number. I think this year was 26 entries overall, 3 categories.
The COVID effect was in full effect.
COVID is a massive efficiency improver if you work in tech. I don't know how it worked, but it just did.
Literally, the miles on my car got slashed in half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Pat's fuel economy was incredible.
Incredible. The savings I put all towards Saturn games and Warhammer models. Amazing.
But so this year we don't have the quantity. Actually, it's fairly close. But this year we don't have quite the quantity of the COVID year. But we do have quality, is what we have.
Yes,
we have a lot of quality original titles, and not only that, but we have some incredible patches, translations and stuff like that. And then we also have some really good tools. In fact, we have one of the most epic tools or utilities that has come out in my book.
I don't know which tool you're talking about, but every year I'm
talking about you, Emerald. You're the biggest tool in the world.
Wow.
Dang.
Oh no,
I'm just kidding.
Dave's camera. Oh no, his camera malfunctioned. Oh no. Oh no, Emerald is now the new side host. Welcome to the show.
What I was gonna say is that every year I'm like surprised and more than mildly amused at the wacky ways that people decide they want to get saves off of Saturn, because nobody likes the CR2032 based saves. And so I think it was either last year or the year before, SEGA gave us 2 different ways. One of them was Sadator SD and Fenrir SD support, and I think maybe even Mode SD, I forget, which is like the normal way. That's like a sane person's. Yeah. A sane person would think, yes, this is it. We need to stop working on this here. We have solved the problem. And then he goes on and he makes a save file to audio output. You put
modulation. It's like modulation, demodulation.
You put a microphone up to your TV screen and you save your save file on the laptop, and then you burn the image with the save file to put it back on the Saturn again when your battery dies.
Or plug an aux jack into your receiver.
Yeah.
Trekkies is like floppy drive master race.
I mean, yeah, that's like the last frontier, because I think we've done we'll get to it when we get to it. I don't want to talk about it until we get there, but I just want to say
copy that
every
floppy.
time. Yeah. So Trekkies is eventually probably going to enable us to copy that floppy, because I think he's the only one among us that actually owns a floppy disk drive.
Peter
Come on, man. Don't copy that floppy. But I was talking to Knight about it, and we were both saying that we probably wouldn't use as clever as the QR thing is. It's going to be hugely helpful to all the folks who are just rocking a pseudocart and nothing else. They're going to use that thing. For me, like if we were posting an article online and I wanted to share a save, I would just as soon put a little buff file there, backup file, right there, as much as I would be like, here's a QR code and here's the app to be able to turn it into something meaningful on your end, But yeah, for folks getting stuff off of their Saturn, if they don't have a comms port, they don't have the Bluetooth cart, they don't have any other way of getting it off of their Saturn, this is going to be great. This is going, and that's like probably the large majority of Saturn gamers out there.
So
Shout
I have
out
a SATA,
gamers.
I have an SD card. I still am going to use a QR code more than I use a save game copier. And it's because I have a cell phone next to me. I can take a picture, and that picture automatically goes to my Google Drive. So it is the fastest method for me to get cloud save backup on Saturn.
I could say you gotta go fast.
Yeah. And even
Bad joke.
I can count on one hand how many times I've imported saves into my Saturn, but as far as wanting to back up what's on there, that is the fastest way for me to do it.
I hear you
the
there.
QR code.
Yeah, backing up to that's a good case for that, definitely.
I like cases.
Because if it actually if it saves in a format that's compatible with the save game copier anyway,
Right.
then I could just demodulate it with that program into my saves folder and do it the same way,
Demodulate.
or decode, or whatever you want to call it.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's start at the top and let's just go down, and we'll
Start from the bottom. Now I'm here.
Hey,
start
Tracker,
from the bottom now.
Yeah, Tracker TD, if you go on Sega Extreme Discord and you like at Superfly, if you're using his tool, or just like go on the Sega Extreme channel and just say, hey, I'm having trouble with this, someone will help you. Probably me if you wait until 4 hours from now or something.
Double Dime, why'd you do this?
What even is that? Oh.
Wojak, Mr. Bones. It's gonna be the new
Yeah, the skull
thumbnail.
threw me off.
Yeah, sorry, my cell phone kind of sucks. But yeah, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? But yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm excited. Should we go through these entries real quick?
It's because people know you, Pat. We all know you love Mr. Bones so much, so
Boning every
we're just
day of my
thinking
life.
of you. That's all.
Someone next year is just going to do a ROM hack of Mr. Bones Kaizen or something like that with hard mode.
So
Hard mode. That's
I don't know. I don't know how
she
hard.
said.
I don't know how hard it could get.
Okay, all right. This is getting inappropriate, you guys.
Boning in the boneyard. But yeah.
Let's get to our articles. Let's get to our entries.
Yeah.
So this information is a few different places. Obviously, all this article links directly back to Sega Extreme. So if you guys want to download any of this stuff, these links are going to take you to Sega Extreme where you're going to download them. Shouts to Dibs for keeping that up to date and helping run that, and then of course shouts to Emerald for organizing this whole thing. You can also there's a link to Emerald's there's a link to Emerald's personal page where he has all of the scoring and judging information as well, if you guys want to look at that. And then also Ponut
also included in that page is the family tree link, so you can actually see how some of these projects and programmers
are related.
All the devs.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Ponut just released a reel, like a demo reel of almost everything, right? So I wanted to shout Ponut.
Unfortunately, Tales of Saturn and Ponut both played by game, but both of them modified the image in a way that broke the CGDA playback in a specific way. So I don't have any YouTube videos of Galaxmus being played with the appropriate soundtrack per level as I designed it. So I'm gonna have to go and actually play it myself and put it on stream or something.
It's cool. You've got like traditional Christmassy music with a piano, and then you've also got like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra stuff, right?
No, so it's actually I credit him. The musician, he released it for royalty free. If you give me like 2 seconds, I can pull up his name actually, because I do want to give him credit. So the guy is called Alexander Nakarada. And if you go look him up, he has a whole bunch of royalty-free music, and if you're a game developer, that's like a godsend.
Excellent.
I like how Neo Zed just threatened me in the chat. Thank you, Neo Zed. Love you too, buddy. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, we're making bad time on this. If we want to get to that announcement, let's go up to the top real quick. Okay. So starting from the top, we've got Damage X, who I believe last year did Fly versus Fly, right? And and now he has put up Shmup Salad, which is an excellent little shooter. It controls very well and also encourages you to eat your greens, so that's a win-win. I quite liked it. You've got a bowl with, like, shooting out chopsticks or forks or whatever, salad spoons that spin around.
Yeah, but you're also shooting ice cream there.
You're shooting lettuce and ice cream. That's true. You got the ice cream. It's a food-based. It's called salad. Yeah. It's called Shmup Salad.
Shmup salad, yummy, 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 yummy.
Anyway,
yummy
it's
shmup
great.
salad.
Folks should check it out. It's better than Emeralds, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
No, I can't take offense to that.
No, you can't. You did yours in one evening. Okay, so for all you know,
yeah,
in all
24-hour
fairness,
coding stint.
right? In all fairness, Emeralds is better than it deserves to be, considering he did it in 24 hours. But and it's actually
So what
quite
happened
good.
is on the 23rd, Pandemonium had his stream, and we were discussing, hey, you know what? I might as well just make something real quick. Let's make this. And Zenos and Malenko were like, yeah, we could throw some stuff at it. So we just turned it around, and I got it up by Christmas morning.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
That's the next one on the list, right?
So yeah, so Emeralds is right after this, and it's actually what I liked about yours. You did have something cool in yours that Shmup Salad didn't have, and that was like side shots. You can actually shoot at stuff off the side. So if you miss it, vertically, you can get it horizontally. So she said.
So how that ended up happening was I didn't figure out a way of having the enemies shoot in the way that I liked until very late into development, and very late into development is like hour 20 or something.
Right.
So the enemies became the obstacles, and because the enemies became the obstacles, I needed to add variety, and because I needed to add variety, I needed to add a method for the player to counteract that. So I have 6 face buttons, and I was only using one of them. I might as well use all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool. I like it. It's got it's almost got like a Smash TV kind of feel, but with a shooter, you know.
I want to see someone actually beat level 6. I don't think it's possible. I can't do it.
If you could add, like diagonal shots, then you really would have.
They're there.
Kind of like
you have diagonal shots. It's X and Z.
Oh, okay. I need to play it again. I'm glad I haven't. I haven't judged anything. I haven't made my scores or anything like that. So
0 out of 10. Try it better next time, Emerald.
0 out of 10. Then we have Ervil Soft, who has done a couple of really cool things.
That's Sadist, right? The Sadist.
Sardist,
and he did. I think he did a zombie Resident Evil 2D type game. I forget what it was called.
I remember that one. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
It was in 2021.
Yeah,
2020, I want to say, because last year was Sardist.
Right.
Yes.
Sickle. Was it Sickle?
Sickle. Okay.
Yeah, Sickle. Yeah, that's what it was. That was 2021.
So the one thing I like about Ervil Soft's work is that it's always somehow complete, even when it's a small scale.
Oh yeah. And he's just like shadow drops it. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
I just managed to get him on Discord recently as someone to get DMs. I have not spoken a word to him aside from assigning prize money up until like last month. For his entire time, he's been participating for like three years in a row.
That's crazy. Honestly, I don't like, my hat's off to him, because I'll be honest with you, like the community is part of what would keep me going, because programming for the Saturn can be really frustrating from what I understand.
Some people, I mean, most of the Saturn projects are solo acts, with the exception of people when the really big projects come along and you need art support, like me and XL2. Then you end up forming teams, but a lot of the times really big teams get set up and nothing happens or very little happens.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the Saturn development is like a solo act. I can't speak for the patch deving, because patch dev is usually a group effort that somehow works a lot better than the homebrew stuff.
This looks pretty cool, though.
Seven Shades works the same way. Like he just shadow drops stuff.
Right. So he put up a Chip 8 emulator, and for anybody who doesn't know, Chip 8, it's like this old computer. It's like monochrome. You've got like games like Breakout and Tetris and Tank Bat. You've got Snake, Space Invaders, really simple stuff. But it's cool. This upload comes with like 50 games packed in, and I guess support to pack in more of your own games if you want to edit the ROM. So that's cool. I really love the. I don't know if these assets, the art assets, if he did them or if he used them from somewhere else, but it looks very clean. It looks very neat.
It's a nice, 1-bit.
Reminds me of a Palm Pilot.
Really? Okay, because I was thinking like a lot of indie projects end up going with this kind of look when they're like emulating a Game Boy type deal, where it's a lot smoother than the Game Boy ever was, but
Sure.
it has the similar color palette and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I said Palm Pilot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Yeah. In fact, speaking of Game Boy, he's got color palettes that you can choose from, and Game Boy is one of them.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna try this. That looks cool as hell.
It does. So moving right along, let's keep it going. We got plenty shouts to.
We need to speed up a little bit. We got like 15 minutes.
We do. Fran Matsuzaka, or Francisco, I guess goes by Fran Matsuzaka for short.
He did this really cool game called Bridget Bishop, right?
Yeah. Have you played it, Pat?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. I didn't get too far, but it was a lot of fun from when I played of it. It kind of reminds me of what's that game? The Napple Tale on a Dreamcast. It kind of has that vibe to it. Like
really?
The art vibe. Not like
the art
gameplay.
vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that from an art vibes perspective. Of course, Napple Tale is like a 2.5D platformer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like very much, I want to say the closest thing that this comes to is literally like Alone in the Dark. It's very much like Alone in the Dark because it was based on. He said it was based on Jack in the Dark, which was the promo demo that they released for Alone in the Dark 2, where you're like a little witch or you're a little girl in a shop and you're going around and grabbing stuff from the shop to kind of solve puzzles and stuff.
Okay, because he was comparing it in his description to Resident Evil in terms of control scheme and and technology. He did, and I saw that too, and I put that in the article. Yeah, Resident Evil in terms of tank controls, but of course Alone in the Dark had tank controls as well. But if you go to their website, if you go to the official website for their development firm, which they've done a lot of Java games and a lot of other stuff, they mention the fact that it was inspired by Jack in the Dark, and did an article on it where I showed a video of Jack in the Dark, and it almost looks like it almost looks like the same game almost. Nice. So I can definitely see where that came from. But the thing I love about this game is that it's very, it's got like a story, a short story, but it tells a short narrative. It's got character development. It's got puzzles. He even threw in some mini games. It's cool. I really like it. It's a very 5th gen adventure style game from the looks of it. And yeah. I would say it would be at home on the N64 without raising any eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like
and if you take a look, Pat, at that top right screenshot, I don't know if you're able to like zoom that in, the top right screenshot with Bridget. One thing I notice is that you see that the textures are all artwork, they're very like bespoke artwork that tries very hard not to repeat or be like one of those like small seamless textures that just repeats on and on. Instead the texture work is really, really well done. It's very artistic and almost has this hand-drawn kind of feel. You don't see that a lot on a lot of Homebrew. You see a lot of like tiled artwork that for textures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it definitely looks very nice. I like it. It does it gives me the Resident Evil vibe to it.
I mean, and
because it's pre-rendered. It's a flat pre-rendered background design.
Yeah.
Is it? I thought it was.
It's a fixed camera pre-rendered, so you can do stuff in Blender or even make it look like it belongs in Engine, but have it be more complicated than that.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is okay. That's okay. So then I think that
Evil, yeah.
I think the thing is though that because it's so similar to the character, because the art style is so similar, it doesn't look like just
it doesn't jar.
It doesn't jar exactly. Like
we gotta move this along.
Blends together really well. Yeah, let's move along. Let's move along.
Final Fantasy VII. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just take
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Moving right along, we have got what else?
The Knights of Dragons unnamed online shooter. So I don't think there's any pictures of it, does it?
I didn't have any pictures of it because I haven't had a chance to play it yet, and he hasn't provided any images. But I thought it was like text based or something like that. I'm not sure.
We'll keep it a shout out, but we're gonna feature it on our gameplay competition videos and our live stream. So we'll do that, and that'll be all covered.
Absolutely. And Knight submitted he submitted like 3 entries, one for the homebrew game with his proof of concept online homebrew, and then one for the hacks with what is it, Bomberman and the tunnel, or Bomberman and NetLink OS, and then the utilities. He also submitted for utilities with his serial cable.
Yeah, and we'll cover that in a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the next one up is Santagolo with his Case of City Bochichabi. Oh man, I can't pronounce it. Botsukaiba, yeah, I'm not good. So he did a lot of these these. I think it's technically a sequel to his the San Bento des Otes, the Lighthouse of San Bento de Otes. So it's another sequel to that, and it's another text-based adventure. Really great game. I really enjoy it. Yeah, it's like you play as detective.
Yeah, one of the fun things about this is that when Film Cow does his overview, because he's one of the judges again this year. Last year he did one of Senseiga's games, and he actually voice acted the the visual novel. So I'm looking forward to seeing when Film Cow does his live stream on Video Game Valley that he's probably going to do the same thing with this one.
Nice. All right, well, look forward to that. Next one's Slinga's Disasteroids. So this is another. Sling is known for his loving to do using the multi-tap and having 12 players. So basically, it's a multiplayer asteroids game with up to 12 people. You just go and shoot all the asteroids. He did Flappy Birds last year, and it's really cool. Like it's like a what's that called? Like a battle royale.
Last year.
Asteroids, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Balloonatics, and before that was either 12 Snakes or one of his other games.
The Birds one,
Birds one.
Flappy Birds.
Flappy Birds. Yeah, so it was
I forget the name. Yeah, actually, let me pull up his family tree page. Oh, I didn't update it for the previous years. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay, but he did the Birds, and then he did Balloonatics, and then he did this one.
Yeah, so definitely check it out if you like multiplayer games and have a 12 tap. We forgot to do that once when we were at PRGE, but next time I'm gonna have that set up. Actually,
when I was in Japan, I specifically got additional two multi-taps and additional controllers so that next time we could hook up at a local con, we could try to do something with Slinger's games.
I'm down. Right, so the next one is Sky Blaster update 1. Update 1.
1.1.
So yeah, this one uses a FMV sequence that was used in the Cinepack with Trekkies Unite co-op mode. You enemy with homing projectile, refined controls, and the new music by random stuff and a few bug fixes. So this one's cool, kind of a a procedurally generated shoot 'em up with just characters flying on the screen at you.
Mm-hmm. The intro sequence, the little FMV intro is cool. It's all modeled like 3D models and everything like that, and then so like it's fitting with the game. I only have a still frame of it, but if you look at Ponut, I think Ponut uploaded. Oh, and Tales of Saturn also uploaded a playthrough of that as well. Plus, we'll be covering it on our stream.
Yeah, Tales of Saturn is actually a really good follow if you just want to see. Like he's really quick about getting these videos turned around. So as soon as something drops, he'll record something just to give you a little preview of what the game is like. So if you're interested at all in playing homebrew games, if you want to see like a quick 5-10 minute demo of what's going on in this game, he'll have it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so the next one is VBT with his Magic. Really just called
I don't
Magic.
understand this one at all.
So it's like I don't know. He probably doesn't want us to spoil it, but hey, you like the music, Pat? It's got Daft Punk.
Oh dang, I'm down.
Yeah, I think it's better, harder, faster. It's a cat, right? It's like a dancing cat.
Okay.
And then. And so it's basically like you're getting cat rolled, and then you've got
Wolfenstein 3D.
Wolfenstein 3D, yeah, in like several different flavors. You got the Halloween one.
Oh, cool! So it's like you can go through the different what's it called all
the different skins.
Yeah, the skins.
He's got Spear of Destiny in there too, which is like the sequel.
The impressive thing here too is that each one of these is a different game, and it's all multi-booting from the same Saturn image. Yeah. So. That's
WAD. It's a different WAD. That's what it's called.
Yeah, different WAD.
Yeah. So it's important to note that this is not an emulation. He actually had to port this. So he's been working on this for I think a couple of years now. But I think this might be the first time Wolf 3D has actually been submitted for the competition.
Nice.
He went one step above though. He didn't port Doom. He port Wolfenstein, which is the next best thing.
Maybe he'll port. Maybe he'll do a proper Doom port next. Who knows?
I mean, the technology would be very similar. So
Yeah.
it's very feasible.
I'm sure he could do it much better than the than the one person that had to do it at the last minute or whatever.
So the next one is Voxel's Sonic Extreme demo. We showed this off a little bit on a few of the shows.
Yeah.
Really cool. It's like a reimagining of what could have been, and probably in less time by like a couple people. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. You do level select, you play as Sonic throughout the levels, and you can fight what's his name?
Knack, the Weasel.
Knack the Weasel.
Yeah, and there he's got a screen with the actual 3D Sonic. I could never bring up the 3D polygonal Sonic. It was always for me it was always the sprite based Sonic, but apparently it's in there. The other thing that I noticed he mentioned was, he and XL2 were talking, and it turns out there's like some interference, I guess, across the screen, like some digital interference. Almost looks like like TV noise, but it turns out that it's the lens flare. Whenever that comes into view, it's like fighting for RAM or something like that, or fighting for the buffer. XL2 explained it, but if you turn that lens flare off, which is an option, I don't think that you'll experience the little glitchy line across the screen. But either way, it's an impressive tech demo. And like the most faithful recreating of Sonic Extreme as we knew it from all the ads and stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, the next one is the big one, iReal by XL2.
I think it's Ideal or something like that.
Ideal or Unreal. I think he just used Ideal when he was when he wanted to like shock and amaze everyone.
Dude.
Yeah, I feel so dumb because he released it with that name, and then he was like, keep it a secret, keep the contents a secret, just let everyone try it out for themselves. And I saw the name, and I didn't even think to Google what Ideal means. It's just French for Unreal.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's all.
I could have spoiled my own surprise by taking 2 seconds to Google something.
Yeah, but it's fantastic. It's Unreal on the Saturn, a 1998 like benchmark PC game running on a 1994 32-bit home console, and the hoops that he had to jump through in order to get it working are insane. Just he had to heavily modify his own Hellslave engine to get it working, but yeah, it's phenomenal. Folks should definitely try it, play it. It's fun. It's a blast.
And then let's get through the hacks and translations real quick.
Yeah, for sure. We're doing okay on time, actually.
We got a minute left.
No, we can go until like 4:15, right?
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah. Like I don't need to hop off until like 4:15, 4:30 something ish.
All right, so the next one good. Is JB Harold Blue Chicago Blues. So this was a English translation demo for the prologue of JB Harold Blue Chicago Blues FMV game. I think they replaced the FMVs, right, in it.
Yeah, it's like Death Mask. They're just replacing all of the English FMV from the Laser Active title, or I think in this case the Windows version, and then replacing some on-screen graphics and stuff like that. The good news is we posted that article to Retro RGB, and he found a new translator. So hopefully this will be finished.
Yeah, that's why we love posting to Retro RGB. Yep. We get that stuff. So nice.
Exposure.
There you go.
All right, so the next one's Emerald Nova's Bastard Baroque. So I played this game, and it was a ton of fun. I remember that Emerald, you showed this off, and it was it was just amazing.
Yeah, I didn't have time to update it as much as I wanted to, so a lot of the characters themselves don't have full dialogue implemented yet. But if you just care about doing the dungeon crawl, all the items should be there and ready.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you could totally play through this from start to finish?
It's complicated because the game is a roguelike dungeon crawler, but there's a story that you're supposed to follow. So like you run through once and you beat it with quotes around it, and then you go through again, and there's more levels to unlock, and you have to feed yourself your own items over different rebirths or whatever.
Right.
It's complicated, and it's hashtag deep. So it still needs more work, and I'll try to do over the next couple of months, just get it done and over with, and try to pass it off to someone else to do the full translation as opposed to the bastardized one.
But yeah,
cool.
It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I was able to play that. Thank you again.
It's a great game on the Saturn, and I can't wait for the finished translation. That'll be awesome.
So the next one up, Night of Dragons. Technically, it's not a translation; it's like a hack. But Saturn Bomberman
Right.
NetLink OS patch. So this is Saturn Bomberman, but it's worked to patch with the new NetLink OS that we'll talk about a little bit later.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, we can finally play that online again. I'm super excited. Then we got 2 from Malenko. I'm surprised he didn't do the other one, but he submitted 2 patches.
These both are complete. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And he did them this year.
Yeah.
The truth is, Malenko's been super prolific this year.
Yeah.
I think he's had a total of like 4 projects on the burner this year. 2 of them reached completion. One was like a full project, Drift King 97 or Tokyo Highway Battle 97. And then NBA Jam TE Walrus Hack was really more or less like a little side thing to get
Yeah, it's like a hack
see
of
if
that.
you can, exactly.
Yeah, and he did have a special thing on inside of Tokyo Highway Battle 97. I don't want to ruin it for people that haven't played it, but I would recommend playing on the Saturn version and doing all the street battles. It's easy to get. It's like in the first part of the game, so you'll see what I mean. But there's a little bit more than a translation for Highway Battle 97, and that's either for the better, depending on how you look at it. I think it's better, but some people might not like it as much. But I thought it was really funny.
It's a great game. It's a Genki racing game. It's Tokyo Extreme Racer, basically. It's the precursor to, or the predecessor to that entire series, and folks should definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. And now that he's translated the shop where you tune up all the stuff, you can actually do quite well in the game. Whereas before it was kind of guessing what you were upgrading, So
Yeah.
it made a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now the next one, the other one he did was the Walrus edition, where he just added couple characters to NBA Jam Tournament Edition. So Greg Stadler, Sub-Zero, was it Reptile,
Sonic the Hedgehog,
Scorpion, and Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's almost like a meme.
Yeah, it's just a
like
meme
a
hack.
game meme.
Do you want to dunk on I don't know if Charles Barkley's on this, but you want to dunk on Charles Barkley with Craig Stadler. This is the game to do it.
Yeah, you can get yours inside his. Right?
Maybe.
Wah, wah. Okay.
All right, so this one's
Moving
kind of
right along.
this one's probably one of my top ones is Lunar 2 Eternal Blue English translation preview. So he showed this off last year in the
early preview.
the preview of it, which was a lot of fun. And the working design script has been inserted for now, and transition cleanup is underway. And I'm really excited because it's a lot more. It should be glitch free now. Saving loading has been translated, and battle menus have been translated. So little by little, we're getting this translated. We have the first one out, Lunar Silver Star Story. So that's amazing. We have that for the Saturn, and now we're getting Eternal Blue. And I imagine with a lot of the help of the community, we can get we don't really need to have was it the FM or the was it video CD card anymore? We can just because I mean they've gotten to the point where like without it looks amazing. So it's like I think now the focus is just getting it translated.
And he still has the Japanese audio in there, so it's almost like an undub,
Exactly.
You got the Japanese audio, but you got the English text, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so definitely check that out if you're a big Lunar 2 fan. I love Lunar, so. And then the big surprise translation, we will talk about that.
Should we wait and come back?
Yeah, we'll do that last.
It's alphabetical, so... Oh, wait. That's not alphabetical. I need to slap myself.
Yeah, you should
SSG comes before Trekkies. But actually, it's not Trekkie. Yeah, so I don't know.
You don't count the
I said too much. I said too much.
But yeah, we'll this will be the last one we cover, and we'll talk about it. And I think this is why you're all here, all 95 of you, so... Thank you for coming again. That's the biggest we've ever had, so thank you. In
the 2 weeks following last year's competition, a bunch of work was done. Like a whirlwind of work was done on Gun Griffon 2. So Sam decided to, even though this alpha build has been playable for like this past year, I decided to enter it in this contest because this stuff didn't get in under consideration, for last year's competition. I think last year's competition, it was like a single line of text just proving that it could be done. But
that was a ton of work in
it. Definitely.
Yeah, so definitely check that out, and it's amazing that we can finally play this game with the twin sticks, and both Gun Griffons are now playable in Saturn and English. So thank you.
And Neozy, no, he hasn't finished it, but I mean the game is still playable. There's more to come. I know Sam won't leave it alone until it's definitely he can put his final seal on it. But yeah, so you can at least you can at least download it and play it. We've also got the demo of Stellar Assault. In a recent stream, we were talking with Knight. I don't know. We were talking about, oh yeah, there's a demo. It turns out there was a demo for Stellar Assault, and of course, folks know that the Stellar Assault translation team, their current or localization team, they're working on a complete English localization of Stellar Assault with voice actors and everything. They decided to go ahead and do the same treatment for the demo that came out in Japan. And so, Shadow Mask. I put Shadow. He's the one who submitted so his picture went up there. But it's the Stellar Assault team.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I played that last week. I played it a couple weeks ago in December, and it was a ton of fun. I loved it. Thank you again, guys, for letting us show that off and play that in the show. That was amazing, and I had a lot of fun. The voice acting was amazing in it. And all the voice actors. Actually, we weirdly enough have a voice actor in the chat right now. So, shouts out.
Do.
So thank you very much. The voice actors.
We have
in the
a
couple of them in the chat. So thank
Right?
you. Thank you for making the game amazing.
Absolutely.
You guys are amazing, and definitely excited for the full thing to be released. And we will be doing the full release party, and I will be wearing my full suit. So that will be.
Nice.
Fun, but the next thing is the last category for the surprise is the tools category. So it's Irvilsoft's save to QR code and QR code to save. Kind of fun.
Awesome little
like
tool.
A really nice quality picture to take that with. Like if you have got warping on your CRT, it might not work as well.
Yeah, would be. Yeah, definitely. But especially for games that have a lot of data, like a really big save file, it gets kind of small. You need a really high resolution for that. Next, we have, of course, Night of Dragon. I completely misunderstood this one, but Night clarified, and I will get this up. So the NetLink OS is really supposed to be under the hacks and translations or whatever. That because it's like a translation, I guess you could say, of the NetLink libraries, but he really mean it to put in for tools and utilities. He wanted to submit his plans, his layout, schematics for the creation of the serial cable that folks will be able to use in order to easily get online without a modem. So I will make that correction to the website as soon as I get like images and stuff from him. Now we really do have to move on.
Pwn sound, and then
Pwn
sound
update.
Yeah,
and then
3D stereo sound, and it's been used in several of the entries this year.
So a lot of people use Pwn sound. I use Pwn sound pretty much in every project, but I think the only one I saw that actually used the 3D audio was
XL2.
the Real.
Yeah. And it worked. It worked really well with a good set of headphones. It really works.
Of course, DJ Pwn 3. Shout out to your brony. Probably not shout out. Probably don't do that. So
we get claps in chat.
Yeah.
I
have to. No. I have to. Sorry, our guest disappeared on us. My bad. It's me and Dave now.
No more back massage. All right, so we got Sega. Sorry, not Sega Lord.
Sega Lord X's.
Sega RPG fan. With the Sega Saturn Tunnel, what he's calling Netband. I don't know if that's a working title or if it's going to be Netband, but this is my favorite. I'm no lie. I love the fact that Saturn is back online. I love the fact that there's now a niche little mini community within our community sprung up for playing Saturn online. And
that's from the Chains of VoIP.
Shouts to Double Dime for like every evening being like NetLink roster at NetLink roster. Folks are into that and they're playing online. And shouts to everyone that's contributed or participated in online Saturn play.
I think that's
Slowcoin
in the chat, right?
Yeah, is Slowcoin in the chat?
Yeah, he's in the chat. That's Double Dime.
Oh yeah, Slowcoin. Right. Which, by the way, they're looking for a new kind of like score challenge, which we'll probably mention next week because we're so short on time. But shouts to all those guys. Shouts to Retrospectors as well for really helping, big up the NetLink capability of the Saturn on his YouTube channel, and for partaking in the the tournaments and everything, so shouts to all you guys. Thanks, Joe. I really, really appreciate all of the hard work you've done, because I absolutely love the Saturn tunnel.
All right, so next one, the SEGA Saturn film mixer. So this is actually, we had a Christmas present from Trekkies with this, where he sent us the entirety of The Grinch. Like, he sent that to us in our chat, and I literally sat there and watched the entirety of The Grinch on my PVM. It too. I was like, I gotta do this one.
Yeah,
so
I did the same thing.
I was
good quality too.
I was trying to get I really want Trekkies. I was trying to get him to do the intro to Warhammer 40k, the in the dark future, everything's grim and everything sucks. So hopefully we'll get that. I'd love to watch that on the Saturn.
I don't think there's anybody at this point who knows anything more about video compression on the Saturn than Trekkies. Like, he may literally be like the living encyclopedia of this very niche thing. So
he effectively, I don't know if it was a reverse engineer or complete recreation, but this is supposed to be the same functionality as the official tools that only run on like Windows 95 from Sega's SDK.
Yeah, you can literally take the original video, toss in a new audio stream, and it'll mux it together without having to re-encode the video. So you don't lose the encode, you don't lose any quality. There's no degradation. You just get new audio with it. And so it's amazing, especially for projects like the Stellar Assault translation team, the bulk slash localization team. Like, for projects like that where they're replacing audio, it's invaluable. So, I mean, there you go. It adds to our tool library as a community to be able to make great stuff.
Thank you. And we're now on like 97 viewers, so holy crap, thank you guys for watching.
Let's hit 100. Oh, we just dropped to 93.
That's cool.
No.
We'll get them back.
Everyone, ask one of your friends to top up.
Yeah, top it off. Okay, are we at the point where we're gonna make an announcement here?
We're ready. Are you guys ready? Is everybody in chat ready? Let's see the hype in the chat. Just type in hype in the chat. Hype in the chat while we do the hype in the chat. For those
that have waited around up until now, I appreciate you guys waiting around and checking out what Shiro Show is all about and everything like that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and announce it. Go ahead, Pat. You can do the honors.
Alrighty, let's go, guys. There it is. Sakura Wars 2 is the new translation that's in the works, and we have the entirety of the team in here as well talking about. Why did that not show up? There you go.
There's like
Sakura Wars
doubles of
2.
us. I mean,
Oh, oops! I hit the size.
you got our
guide.
sizing chart.
But yeah, no, thank you. Oh my gosh, we just hit 100 viewers with that hits. Thank you, and we got a $2 donation from was it Tanner of the North with the
Thanks,
lyrics
Tanner.
to the song. So thank you very much, Tanner, for that. Appreciate was it euros or $2 Canadian. But thank you very much, guys. I am so hyped and excited. This has been under the wraps for a while, and I am mega excited about this project. And in the chat, we actually have the people behind it. Right now, we have Bowl of Lentils, Crouching Mouse, Seawin, Trekkies Unite. I think the only one that's not here is and the opponent, and the only one that's not here is Noah Steam. I don't know if he was able to hop on.
And Metal B is also on it.
And Metal B. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys, and thank you again for this project. Did you want to say a little bit about it and a little bit about the project? The floor is yours.
Why don't you take first point?
Yeah, here I'll start off. So basically, this is pretty much Noah Steam's project. We started working on it about summer of 2021. So it pretty much started with us looking to seeing how similar the data and the code was for the first game. And Noah pretty much figured out they were pretty similar, that we could reuse tools with just a little bit of modification. So he immediately started extracting all the text, the story for the battles, menus, UI, you name it, he got it all out. So the translation team, which is led by Matabi and Crouching Mouse, they have been hard at work working on translating all of the text for the past year. The majority of it is done now at this point, so we've started the technical work of getting it back into the main game. There's still a lot of technical work that needs to be done, but we pretty much have it at a point now where the game is stable and it's not crashing and blowing up. So we're pretty comfortable now, and that's why we're revealing it. We waited so long because we didn't want to basically have a whole bunch of stress on the team of people being pressed to put something out, if that makes sense. Which, Matto, Crouching Mouse, Bowl Lentils, did you guys want to talk at all on the translation side of it?
If Matto wants to go ahead and talk,
sure. I guess
he can go first.
I mean, well, I don't know. Where should I start?
I guess
when
why
did
don't you talk about how you started getting involved? I guess I don't know.
Sure. All right. So a little was back in around September of last year, September of last year. I uploaded a video on YouTube about the first song, and Fernandez reached out to me about because I put a slice of footage from Sakura Wars GB in there, and he reaches out to me to work on the fan translation for that. And so I worked on that, and then afterwards, when that's about done, he tells me, they're also looking for people for Sakura Wars too. So that's how I got on that. And just for the past, I formally started working around January, I think. And since then, for about a year now, I just working on that in the background.
Cool.
Oops, sorry about that. Game Hour is a bit loud when I put that in. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'll edit that out. Yeah. But no, that's really cool. That's really
to
cool.
answer your question, the link is actually Trekkies. Do you know, or anyone in chat, do you know when you guys want to release the link to general public?
It is available now. It is on SEGA Extreme.
Okay, good. So go to SEGA Extreme. Is it
try
on
it out.
contest thread?
It is in the resources under translations.
Okay,
Awesome.
so check.
So
yeah.
So a little background about this. This is not a patch for the main game. This is a patch for a demo that Sega put out probably I think it was about 2 to 3 months before the game came out. And it's a short little demo that basically is going like, okay, let's introduce you to the new characters, some of the new dialogue systems and that kind of stuff. And as we were getting closer to wanting to reveal this, I had brought up, hey guys, we had this demo was done. Do you think it'd be neat if we could translate it? So Noah looked at it. We found there wasn't a whole lot of text, so he extracted it, and Matto was able to get it translated for me. We got it injected, and we've just been playing for the past 2 weeks of getting it all tested and working. So this is just kind of like a short little demo just to kind of show you a taste of what Sakura Wars 2 is like. It's kind of a nice little piece of history.
Anthrax just threw it up in the comments, so there's a
I'm gonna
link for
pin
you
it
guys.
to the top of it, so it should be pinned to the
Hey
top
guys, I'm
of
gonna
the
drop
chat.
off, and Emerald can take my spot on the couch. Okay.
Works. All right, see you later,
Actually,
Dave.
I could also use a quick break before we keep going.
Shouts to all of
mean,
you guys, though. Thanks everyone
Thank you.
that contributed this year's competition. I'm really impressed.
Thank
and
you. Yeah.
Yep. Shouts.
Later.
Later. See you guys.
Yeah, and then I see Malenko is asking about the font, which that was actually the opponent who made this. So do you want to talk about that at all?
Yes, hello, this is the opponent. You may recognize me from the work for the Sakura Wars 3 translation patch currently in progress. And I'm currently at MagFest, a big video game convention in Maryland, USA. There's a lot of noise around me, and I'm doing what I
can
can
hear
to
it,
make
yeah.
myself legible. Did no one hear what I just said?
No, I heard you. Yeah, I heard you. There's a lot of noise around you.
Right, as I was saying, my most substantial contribution is this new font, because I believe that the font for the first game had left a lot to be desired for an adventure game, and I have to give a shout out actually to a font designer named Codeman38. If you played any new retro style game, there's a very high chance you've seen their work. If the font press start 2P sounds familiar to you, that's by them, and they gave me a consultation on how to select a font here and perfect it for the limitations of the Saturn.
Nice, yeah. No,
And before anybody asks, one of the most common questions that might be swirling around now is why not work on the Dreamcast version of Sakura Wars 2? I've looked at the code for the Dreamcast version. I would not touch it with a pole.
yeah, no, I'm actually very impressed because with this, I mean, I know somebody else is working on Sakura Wars 3, so with this, you're gonna have 1, 2, and 3 translated eventually, and then all we need is 4, and then we'll be able to play all the mainline Sakura Wars games in English. So that's gonna be extremely hype, and I'm super excited for that possibility.
Yeah, and then one thing I just wanted to bring up real quick because I saw it coming up in there is right now this is just a demo that we're showing off just for people to get a taste of it basically. But the like for the full game, that's still a to be determined kind of thing. We're working on it. It's just this game is significantly bigger than the previous game. The previous game was 2 discs, and I think like the second disc was maybe like 2 or 3 chapters on it. This one's 3 discs, and it's pretty hefty. So it's going to take a while for us to get through, do a whole bunch of iterating, testing, and all that kind of stuff to make sure it all works. So it's still probably a ways off, but this is kind of more to relieve some tensions that we saw where people were a bit concerned of like, they're saying, oh, 3's coming up, but no one's doing 2. What's going to happen? So this is kind of like, don't worry, we're working on it. It's in good hands.
Yeah, no, I remember people were asking about that, and I'm just like, I remember you guys were telling me this like early on, like a year ago, and I'm like looking both ways, like, yeah, it'd really be nice to get number 2. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that's pretty much been that's one of the big reasons why we're also just revealing this, is just so people know it is being worked on. And yes, it is being done by separate teams. There's a little bit of overlap, but it's 2 separate teams.
So I'm hearing 30th anniversary competition for Sakura 2.
It'll be done when it's done.
Okay.
Fair. But I'm just excited that we're actually getting this in and this is a translation of the demo, right? Or did you guys?
Yes. This is a translation of the demo.
So you need the demo disc to patch. You can't patch the original disc for those that are using the SSP right now.
Correct. You need to patch the demo disc, which it is available there. I put in the Sega Extreme link what the name of it is in the redump set. Originally, I wanted to put this in a bootleg sampler 4. I just didn't have time to actually put together the bootleg sampler 4. I'm still going to do that. It's just I didn't have time for the competition.
No, that's still pretty good what you did for this one, just having in the demo. It's amazing, and now people can actually play this and see that this is possible. That it's not like this is not going to happen. It's not a if, it's a when sort of thing. And I think that really helps change the dynamic of that. And I'm really excited that this became a thing, because I know it was actually funny. I remember doing the first video, like announcing it at like back in 19. Actually, I pulled an all-nighter to do the video because you guys sent me the demo like I think 2 or 3 days before. So I like played it and I wrote the entire script, filmed everything, and like I remember I stayed up like all night because I was going to a Christmas party at somebody's this hotel thing, and I like did an all-nighter. And actually I have the ears from it too, like this Wolf Lodge thing. So I have this, and every time I see it, I remember all that time I spent doing the video work and how fun it was playing that game, and just sitting there in the lobby, like looking at the numbers jump up and people being mega hyped for the game, which I was super excited for. And I'm glad that people will be able to enjoy this, and I'll be able to make a second video for that, the follow-up, and talk about Sakura Wars 2, because I know a lot of people love this game series, and I love it as well. It's one of my favorite game series of all time. And it's just such a unique game that I think a lot of people really need to play it and try it out. And, you know, now there's not really an excuse now because, you know, they have the new one that came out, the Sakura Wars, was it the Shin Sakura Wars? And they had, of course, the fan translation, which was released the same day, the first one, same day as the Japanese version of Shin Sakura Wars came out. And now we have the second one. Once we get 3 and 4, we'll have all of them, and it's going to be amazing. And now people could be able to play that either through emulation. Maybe it will hype people up to actually play, oh, it's like a little quiz thing, play the games again on emulators or the Saturn. I'm pretty excited about that notion. And yeah, I definitely would love to, I guess, hear from Crouching Mouse a little bit about her involvement with it and the translation work that went through it. Because it's kind of funny since there's the second Shiro show in a row that you've been on for a project working on doing the voice work in Stellar Assault, which I think was amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really funny. I have these like 2 different roles as voice actor and translator. But yeah, I guess my involvement started, we started summer of 2021, and Noah said he was interested in maybe trying to do the second game. And I told him, like, you know, if you ever want to do the second game, give me a shout because I'd love to work on it. So he brought me on and we started working on it. And my involvement has been a little on and off because I was so busy last year. So it's a really good thing that we were able to bring Mato on because he has so much knowledge of the game. He translated a lot of it for his video already. So he was able to help with a lot of the work. We had another main translator, Natsume, who's not here right now. She also did a lot of the work. But it's really good that the 3 of us were able to push through it together, and we know enough about the series, I guess, between the 3 of us to like help each other out whenever we have questions. So it's been really good to work with them.
Yeah, no, and it's really cool seeing the community and working with all these games, and like seeing, like, it's amazing to see just Mato, that's how you say it, Mato, be also working with it, because I've seen like both the Sakura Wars videos, which were amazing, by the way, thank you. And and it's just really cool that we're able to help out with this. And I guess, did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them, Mato, about working with it?
They reached out to me, basically. Like I said, the first time around, it was they reached out to me, or Burnt Ends reached out to me about GB, and after that, it was hey, do you want to work on 2? And I was like, yes, please.
Right. Yeah, that was about the same. We were just finishing on GB at that time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember that. That actually was a lot of fun. I love playing that, especially on the Mister, and I actually have that on my pocket too. And playing that, love that game. Even though I'm kind of bad at the combat, but you know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, no. It's like I said, I'm glad you're part of the team, man, Mato. It's really exciting to get that notion. I'm really thankful for all you guys that are working on it and translating this game, because I know, you know, for some people it might be a little bit easier to play, especially with the guides, but now we can play it by translation, or it's like playing the game, just putting it in the Saturn and playing it, which I think is really important. I mean, I don't know, it's just crazy to me that we're able to finally play this game in English, and now we have not 1 but 2. Well, we have 1 completed, but we have a second one on the way, and of course 2 and 3 on the way. So we have 2 more Sakura Wars games that we can look forward to, and then eventually, you know, we'll have pretty much everything but 4, which is just amazing to me that we have that possibility. I just gotta thank you guys again for doing this because it's just amazing, you know. It's amazing that we can play these games finally and enjoy them in English and not have to use these bulky guides. But yeah, yeah, we can probably switch over to the gameplay stream and play a little bit more, and you guys can talk a little bit more the development and sort of the struggles. I know one of the people wanted to ask about the logo. I can't remember who it was it John Q that did the logo, the title screen, right?
Yeah, he was the one who did the title screen. Give me a second, because I have his answer written down here somewhere. Give me a second.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go switch over to the gameplay. The gameplay. Oh, oops, that's the wrong stream. There we go. And I'll put.
Actually, here, I'll be back in like a couple minutes.
Okay, that works.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So what Joku had to say basically was he was our artist for the first game who did all those title screens and all of that kind of work for us. So I think his actual job in real life is doing graphic artists like this. Is that correct, Mouse? Do you know that?
I'm not sure. It wouldn't surprise me though, because his work is fantastic.
Yeah, so basically, like, his main thing is he always tries to match the original Japanese style as best as possible. So with the logo, when we were starting to look at it, we had asked him, could he take the one that people had made for us for the first game and see if he could kind of use part of that style and part of the Japanese style and get something that kind of just looked like it belonged there. And I think he really succeeded with that. Which it was kind of a technical nightmare to get it to work in the game because of how the game works, but I think it really paid off. Yeah, that's mainly just his goal whenever he does anything, and I think he does an amazing job at it, because just about everything he's edited for us, you look at it, it looks like it's like the original graphic. You can't tell it's been edited, aside from the fact it's now in English.
Yeah, no, it looks beautiful. I love the new art for it. I love the first one as well, but this one also is just amazing. It's a ton of really good work. So yeah, he did an amazing job on that logo, and I'm glad that we were able to have. Oh, I'll take off my pajamas. Okay, yeah, there we go. Pants on. So what is? I like this new system. Put on a shirt. There we go. But yeah, no, I just love this new system, and it's the fact we finally experienced that. But yeah, no, the title screen looked amazing. And did you just have any issues like inserting that at all, or?
Yeah, so there's certain parts of this game where it's like they've done things a little better than other parts where it's like they've taken a step backwards, and the title screen is one of them, where it's just a giant mess of VDP1 sprites. So it's all broken up into all these tiny little pieces. So it was kind of a big pain to get that broken up into a way where it could work and get it all I was basically sitting there just manually trying to find all the VDP1 command tables and manually change them to get everything to align with the right sizes and everything. The animation it does, in the original one they used VDP2 to use raster effects, whereas in this it's all done by hand on VDP1, so we had to manually by hand do each one of those animation frames. Matto was actually the one who did that with the logo that Joku had made. So do you want to talk on that at all?
Sure. So this is the first time I really did anything like this, because I mean I've got experience using Photoshop and things and the like, but never having to get those kind of constraints. So it's a little hacked together. I basically applied the effects as needed. I have Clip Studio Paint now, so I use that, and then I used a sprite to kind of crunch it down to the right color palette and resolution and everything. Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine how much work that must be. That must have been an insane amount of work to try to get that insert into the game. Especially just hacking it in there, in general. There's not a lot of room to do a lot of more. You have to work within those constraints. As people that don't know hacking, you're not able to insert a bunch of new code and stuff and have a full list. It's you have to work with what you have. So all the pointers and stuff. So it's just hacking it and changing stuff around. So. But it's amazing you guys were able to do that and get that title screen looking so cool. Coming soon.
You didn't mention how much work it was to make this coming soon screen, because that wasn't trivial either, even though it looks
wow.
like it.
Oh, Yeah, that was me. I had to basically take the original Japanese one, rip out all the Japanese text, and then painstakingly piece together that wallpaper from what pieces remained, and
Oh,
then
wow.
put the text over top of it. Which, honestly, I think it looks kind of crappy in parts if you know where to look for the seams. But pretty much that was like I had to do that like in the last 4 hours before we submitted it. So I was like, we were like right to the line trying to get this done on time for the competition.
Wow.
Well, because one of the things with the demo is the way text is drawn is different from the main game. In the main game, when they stop talking, it'll still finish drawing the rest of the text. In the demo, it just stops like wherever it got to when they're done talking, and you had to press the button to get it to draw the rest. So I had to manually go into the lip sync and draw data and add more draw commands to make it finish drawing the entire line and hand sync everything to the lip movements without screwing it up. So that took probably about a month of me just sitting there painstakingly just playing with it to get it just right.
And this is on top of working on Grandia too, or doing bug fixes and stuff, right? Or is at that point did you finish that up?
I had finished that up at this point, but it was still just, it's mind-numbing to just sit there and stare at just a wall of hex code and just play with it.
Yeah, I could imagine, oh my god,
So while it's pretty well synced here in the demo, it may not be that way in the main game, because the main game it'll probably just be like it was in the first game, where it'll go and then when they finish talking, it'll finish the rest. Just because that is really painful to sit there and do that for every single line by hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn your volume up a little bit. Oh well, I can't turn it up a little bit more. Discord, yeah, I heard it's coming. Balancing act thing, because I think people have different mic volumes, but I'll raise up Trekkies, because yeah, Trekkies is low, but everybody else is a little bit higher up. It's kind of hard to balance that. But yeah, no, it's just amazing work. Just doing, yeah, I'll put you to one there.
And then obviously the one thing to bring up here is the entire reason for the SEGA Saturn film mixer was because of Sakura Wars 2. So it uses the ADX SynPack codec, which we don't have any official tools for. And the other side of it is, if you try to use FFmpeg, it would produce files that flat out wouldn't play in the game. Like the game would either crash or just not play them. So I had to sit there and just reverse engineer the file format and basically finally create something that works. And in my thought process, I went, well, wait a minute, I don't actually have to re-encode a video. I have an encoded video stream and I have the audio stream from the original. What if I just read it from the original file and just slapped it into the new file? And I wrote a little app in Java to test it, and it worked. So then I just went from there.
Wow, I have no words with how awesome that is. And just how much work you must have put into this. Especially, I imagine this video right here, you probably had to use that FMV, the FMV video maker you used, right?
Right, this? And this was actually a group effort between me, Matto, and I think Bull might have contributed some video clips to this as well, where it was basically, we actually hand recreated this clip from the original. The original one had Japanese text over it, and we hand got new clips, new shot for shot of what was in the original one to repiece it together. Did you guys want to talk on that at all, about what that was like?
Oh, I just wanted to say, sorry. I just want to say credit where credit is due. Matto was the one that got all the footage for the opening video there. He did a really good job.
Not all of it, but yeah, a good a good chunk of it. And those shots earlier in the command center actually aren't in the game. They are in the original demo video, but they never actually happen in the game. So I had to basically composite those.
Wow.
Using the existing video and using emulator to kind of isolate the sprites as best as possible.
Wow, that's actually kind of creative. I never thought of it that way. You actually shut off the layers to try to get the sprites specifically, so you can cut them out, make them into a was it a render, essentially, like a PNG.
I wish it was that easy, but instead what I had to do is I had to turn off the layers, and in Mendefend, when you turn off the layers, it's black behind there, so I just had to take that footage of the black background, try to key out the black as best as possible, but because the sprites already have a lot of black in them already, it's it leaves a lot of holes. So then I had to basically repaste footage on top of itself, kind of cover up those holes.
Yeah,
and for some characters, And for some characters like Orihime and Reni, they've got a prominent black along the outside of their outfits, so I had to try to like kind of cut them out as best.
So it's not like a simple magic erase tool in Photoshop then.
Oh no, I wish it was. But
I know that feel. It's like, oh boy, now I have to cut around it pixel by pixel. My favorite.
But yeah, I think it's you can't really tell unless you really squint and look. I think it turned out pretty well.
It looked really good. I honestly, I thought it was the real thing. I could not tell it was really edited at all. It looked amazing. I guess my only thing is that it looked like kind of a squished in the top corner there. Was that limited on the original one as well, or?
Well, so the original ones, all the FMVs in the game are limited to, I think it's 288 by 144 resolution, so everything has to just be like cropped to that.
Gotcha. I feel you.
So yeah, that's basically what the size of that window where you see like the portraits and that is.
Hmm. Really? Yeah. No, that definitely. Yeah, and there's no way you can make it bigger either, right? So like what you guys did with Lunar Silver Store.
Yeah, there's not really a way because it's going to look weird in the HUD when it goes beyond that space. The other side of it is the Sakura Wars games. They kind of like for the FMVs, they're a bit like they're kind of like Quality Queen almost, in that they go for 30 frames per second, high color. The audio quality on here is stereo 16-bit 44,000 hertz, 44,000 hertz. So it's like, that's insane quality. Yes, it's ADX compressed, but that's still insane quality. And they're pushing the bitrate right up to the limit. Like you have about 300 kilobytes per second of bitrate on the Saturn. Some of those videos are about like 296. Like they're pushed right up to the limit.
Oh geez. That is
all of this without the MPEG card.
Yeah, this is probably this and Lunar 2 are probably some of the best quality like non-MPEG FMV I've seen on the Saturn.
Yeah, no, like you guys are pushing the limits as well, like with all the stuff you get with just the FMV encoding. It's just insane. Like, I mean, it's making it like where it's like, why do we need a VCD card version of Lunar? It's just as good with the regular edition. So it's like, it's just amazing the work you guys are doing, and this game is another example of getting it to that level. And just, I mean, it looks like I have a CRT up in the corner right there. That's where I was using to monitor it, and it looked amazing on that CRT up there. Like, it looked just like a DVD, just like DVD quality up there. Like amazing. Let's have it like right up there. But yeah, so right now I was curious about this demo. It's just the talking options. Is there a way to get into combat with this, or?
No, it's just this it's just the visual novel portion. It's pretty much just like, okay, here, meet the new characters, and here's the new dialogue options.
I gotcha. Just sort of like an E3 demo, just showing off what the game can do. Pretty much. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, no, it's really cool. We're able to we're allowed to have we get this though. Like, I mean, it must have been just the work you've been doing to do the translations, putting all this text in there must have been insane and a lot of work. And all the videos.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing of where we can't. The patch itself is not in a state to release, and we're not going to release it in like a really buggy alpha state or anything like that. So this is kind of something where it's like, okay, guys, we can give you a little bit of a taste, and you can kind of see what it's like and how things are shaping up.
It's definitely shaping up good. Was there any code differences that you had to compensate compared between these two versions? Because I know that sometimes the code base can change between demo and actual game.
Some of the file structures are a bit different, and the other one is, like I said, with the lip syncing of the text is different in the demo. So I had to manually go in. Basically, we didn't have a choice. We had to manually go in and resync the lips here, because otherwise it wouldn't actually print the whole text.
Oh, wow.
Whereas in the full game, it'll print the whole text regardless.
Huh. Yeah. Do you understand double lips? Yeah. But it's, I mean, just all this work. I mean, is there anything that we haven't touched on that that you guys would want me to talk about real quick?
Mouse, Bowl,
go ahead.
Nato, do any of you guys have anything?
Well, I was just gonna say, as one of the editors on the project, one of the big new changes. It may not be an obvious technical thing, but in the original Sakura Wars, the text would fill the entire text box. So you could have like 120 characters in one text box if you managed to do the line breaks just right. But because the character portraits in Sakura Wars 2 are bigger, and the text box I think is actually a little bit smaller than 1, the character limit is actually like 108 characters. So like once we started implementing the text into the game and we realized that was the limit, that was like one of the big challenges for me, is that I went through the entire script and had to like edit down each line so that would fit within the 108 character limit.
Oh,
so
wow.
that was definitely, for me personally, that was one of the big challenges of this project compared to 1. It's just way less space. But thankfully,
so
the
essentially
dialogue in
you're writing
Wars,
a tweet. You're trying to fit each line in an amount of a tweet then.
Yeah, I actually looked it up. Like, isn't like the character limit for Twitter like 140 or something like that? So
Yes.
it's like, it's technically less. Yeah, it's like less than a tweet.
Jeez.
But yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges. But thankfully the dialogue is like pretty terse. There's not like usually a whole lot of dialogue in one text box at a time.
CJ,
So
can you mute,
that makes
please?
it a little bit easier.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. Yeah, I can imagine, like, I mean, stuff like this, or like an info dump where it's like, oh, this is the boss dude. His name is Rico Suave, and he does this and that.
Yeah,
And, like,
once people start breaking out the big organization names and things like that, that's when it can get really tricky to kind of fit everything in that text box. Once they start
Understandable.
going the Imperial Assault Troop versus the Black Demon Society 5 elements, then you're like, okay, how am I going to fit this all in the box? But
Lol.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like CJ Record just hopped in. Did you want to say something quick, CJ? Talk a little bit about your involvement?
I was helping with the lyrics a little like before, and I'm going to help with editing and testing later on down the line.
Gotcha. And I think I actually don't think Siwan, what are you doing? And I can't remember.
I'm also doing editing. I was also doing editing. At the beginning, some of our translation was a little bit shaky, so I had to go in and help clean up a lot of that stuff. But now that we got our groove, everything's going a lot more smoothly.
Nice. I'm glad to hear you guys. You guys are definitely putting a ton of work. I know you guys both have, like, everyone on the team really has a lot of experience. Like, you know, CJ Record has a ton of translation experience in games. You too, Siwan. Matt B, Crouching Mouse, Opponent, and then Trekkies. It's like a powerhouse of like the best of some of the best of Saturn devs, you know, or the game translation devs, and it's like cool to see like having these two massive power teams. Like we have the Team for Stellar Assault and you guys doing Sakura Wars, and of course Mr. Conan doing all the Lunar. It's like what's it called, the that company, like the Project Scavenger stuff, except like actually doing amazing things in the community, you know. And it's just amazing to me to see that collaboration and all you guys doing amazing work. So I just
Thank
want to
you.
thank
It's honestly, you know, for me, it's an honor to be working on these, because I think this is like my second game translation ever. So it's really, really cool to be working on this.
Yeah, no,
It's such a cool game.
Yeah, no, it's great to like. It's funny you just popping up on all these things. It's great to have you popping up and working on all these things. I know really all the stuff you've worked on has been amazing. So thank you again.
If I may have a few words in.
Yeah, go for it. What's up?
So I think there's probably a lot of questions about my involvement in that. My main contribution is the creation of this new font, which I put a lot of work on, I mentioned earlier, and
yeah,
I'm also known for working on Sakura Wars 3 English translation project.
Oh right, you're part of that as well.
Yes, I believe I'm the only common member between the translations of Sakura Wars 2 and 3. I feel like it's important to mention that, and
no, for sure. Did you want to tell?
You can say that, yes, the project is still ongoing. We'll have another announcement as soon as we're ready to make it. And one day, they were mentioning a lot of technical details about the graphics code. I'm going to have a lot to say about the graphics of Sakura Wars 3 and Dreamcast graphics compared to Saturn graphics, but that day will come sometime.
Nice. And yeah, do you think... I had never looked into the code of 3 and 4. Would you say that probably 3 and 4 have similar code bases, so it might be a little bit easier to do the fourth one after you finish 3, or is it going to be a whole new ball game in a sense?
I don't want to say too many things at this phase because we haven't made enough progress in 3, and I haven't explored enough of 4 yet, but I wrote a lot of custom tools to process the graphic formats in Sakura Wars 3, and from what I can tell, in Sakura Wars 4, they all work exactly the same.
Oh, wow.
So who can say?
Yeah, no, I don't want to put pressure on you, of course.
I've had to make no changes at all for work on my tools for Sakura Wars 3 to 4, and the story is that it was released, I believe, 11 months after Sakura Wars 3 came out because of the state that Dreamcast was in at the time. So a lot of code must have been reused. I just can't say right now to what extent that's true.
Still, though,
I don't want to make it. Yeah, I don't want to say anything too premature yet, but I'm optimistic about it right now.
No, man, I'm hyped, and I thank you again for working on both 2 and 3, and yeah, and I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna like they're not gonna be announced today for like, but it's amazing that like 4 is able to be, you know, that it's able to work with that, and that might be a possibility in the future, when Sakura Wars 3 is finished. You know, if that's what you guys want to do as well, or at least release the tools to the community to be able to do that as well. Unless you guys,
so I'm releasing all of my tools in the hope that they'll improve the quality of Dreamcast translations. I'm releasing all of my findings and research public domain because, frankly, the state of Dreamcast hacking is not as advanced as you might think. I don't want to say too much about it, but I think we just need more. We need more advances in Dreamcast emulation, but we're doing what we can with what we have.
No, for sure, and I'm really thankful for all you guys' hard work. Like I talked to like all the people in the Dreamcast and Saturn community, and well, a lot of people, and it's just amazing. Like even doing a little bit of myself, it's just kind of like overwhelming. I can't imagine going through a game like this. Like, I mean, it's just amazing just seeing all the hard work you guys are going through, and I am hyped to see that there's so much love and support behind Sakura Wars 2 and 3. Like it's just there's so much love for it, and I'm just really excited to be able to, you know, people will be able to marathon these games and do like a marathon speed run of it. I think once that time comes, I think that's going to be amazing because it'll be like the whole package. We'll have all 5 games. We'll have 6 games. Yeah, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. So On My Love, and then this one we'll have all 5, and then of course, not to mention the countless spin-offs of Sakura's GB or the Columns 2. It's just amazingly crazy that we got all this neat stuff and the ability to be able to play these. You know, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, and then the other thing to bring up with Opponent is he was actually pretty helpful in helping us figure out some of the lip sync code too, because he linked us to some of their code that they figured out for Sakura Wars 3, and it did help us kind of get some ideas about how to fix the lip syncing here.
Nice, yeah. No, so then the 3 and 2 are sort of working together in a way, or like being like an intermediate between the 2 teams in that case.
There's just been some knowledge sharing. One other thing I'll mention this here. It's something that I have been poking around at, and I'm making absolutely no promises here. But I have been poking around at the save file formats between Dreamcast Sakura Wars 2 and Saturn Sakura Wars 2, because I remember one of the concerns people had of us doing the Saturn versions was that there'd be no way for your save to go from Sakura Wars 1 and 2 into 3 and 4 like it can on the Dreamcast. So I have been researching it and playing around with it, and the save file formats are very similar between the two, that I think it might be possible to make some kind of tool to convert the Saturn save over to the Dreamcast.
Nice.
Which I've looked at it to see if it can be done, and in testing I've gotten it to the point where one of the saves that Lentils gave me on the Saturn, I can get it to show up in Sakura Wars 2 on the Dreamcast in the VMU on the right chapter, the right time, and everything. It's just when you select to load it, it still goes to a new game. So there's something that's still not quite right, but I think there's enough promise that if I could at least get some people who know Dreamcast hacking well enough to help debug what's going on, we might be able to get something. Again, no promises at all. But there might be a possibility.
That's still amazing that, you know, we could either you can have, if you have a satiator or a mode or something, you could take out the SD card, put it in there, get like the Dreamcast VMU, or email it the save to yourself, and be able to upload that save to your thing would be amazing. Would be would be an incredible thing that you could do. And if that's possible, I think that'd probably be one of the things that really push the translation scene forward like an immense amount, like being able to do something like that and showing that the Sega consoles still have life in them, and that we are able to have this amazing technology working and having these amazing minds doing this incredible work. Which I think's like, I mean, like in the last like literally 2 years, there's been so much pushing, like with the Bulk Slash team doing the dubs and all that, and the twin stick implementation, the Stellar Assault dub, and then this one, of course. It's just amazing. Like, it's just we're all just one-upping each other in the most positive way. It's like, oh yeah, well, let's try this, and it's just a really cool thing to see, and I'm really happy that we're able to have that opportunity to be able to get these amazing projects out to the public. And I really just need to thank you guys for all your hard work on this stuff, because without you, Shiro Show wouldn't be a thing. I mean, what would we be talking about? Like what, old games all the time? And it's like, and that's why I'm passionate about it. It's like I love all the new stuff and all the new projects and stuff. That's sort of my thing, is the Saturn is our future. We have all these amazing fan translations, we have all these amazing homebrew games, and it's just getting crazier and crazier. And like, I don't know how much we can push the console anymore, but I mean, like in the last like 5 years, we've had like, had all the translations, we had all the original games, and now we're getting like Mr. cores and FPGA cores of this thing, and now we're able to play these amazing translations, get these dubs that we could have never gotten. And like, it's just amazing how far this has come. And yeah, I just need to thank you guys for making that possible, and I guess giving us something to talk about and promoting you guys, because we love all your work. And if we can get this info out there and let people know the Saturn is alive and well, and that there's a reason you need to buy the console, like you need to play this and buy the expensive ODEs and buy like all these devices, because they're useful and they're gonna be needed. And yeah, I guess with that long-winded monologue, I guess thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for
having us.
No,
yeah, thanks for having us on.
Thank you very
here.
much.
This was a fun
Thanks.
thing.
Yeah, thanks for supporting the Saturn.
Absolutely. You must play Sega Saturn. It's our motto, so we just need to keep playing it and keep it supporting it. And yeah, do you guys, we're almost on time, but do you guys have anything else before we go? Anything else you'd like to say, or anything you'd like to talk about before we head out, or something that I might have missed or went over?
I'm glad that we announced this in time for the 25th anniversary of this game.
Oh, this game specifically?
Yeah, 1998.
Oh,
yeah, I think it
wow.
was April 4th, 1998 is when it came out, wasn't it?
Something like that.
That sounds
Oh,
right.
wow, I didn't even realize.
Just a couple months before the Dreamcast, so yeah.
Wow, all
It'd be
happy.
like
Actually, we might be right around when this demo was released.
Wow.
I think it was around January or February was when the demo was released.
Wow.
But
I
yeah,
actually imported 1 and 2 at the same time, because I had a choice between buying the LE of 1 or both 1 and 2, and I got 1 and 2, and I've had them on my shelf forever. So now I can put them to use.
but
Nice.
yeah. Do we want to call this Sega's swan song for the Saturn? I believe this is like the last big budget first-party game, unless I'm mistaken.
Some people take umbrage with that.
Well, there was
I think
Shining Force 3 Scenario 3, I think, came after. So it's probably between this and that are the two big ones.
What about Rig Lord Saga 2 for the Mystaria fans?
I think also Deep Fear.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, no, and I guess if you count North America, Match Night Rayearth. If you count,
Oh
but it's
yeah,
more
that's
of
always this one though.
Oh,
Good
that's
Swan.
a weird one, because that
In
was
Japan,
like
though, that's like a launch, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
that was a very early
I think
one
it
in
came out at the
Japan.
launch of the Saturn in Japan.
I think it was an early 95
Wow, really?
game.
We
Yeah,
call
it
that,
wasn't a launch game,
call that a
but it
book.
was early 95 in Japan, or summer 95.
Nice. But yeah, yeah. I guess with that,
The only thing I
I have a
point out with the
question.
second game is that the battle HUD is a lot more sleek and refined in this one. Like when I was working on that, we were getting screenshots of it. Like it almost honestly, it looks like something you expect from like a Vita game or a 3DS game. It's really slick looking.
Yeah, and I love the giant character portraits that cut in. You can kind of see that a little bit in the trailer, but like when you select a unit, like a huge character portrait comes in for each character. It's very cool.
Nice, nice. What did you say? What was your opponent? I think you were gonna say something.
I read that Sakura Wars 2 is the best-selling Sega Saturn game overall in Japan. Is that true?
I think the bestseller is or one of the Virtua Fighters.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter 2 I think is the best seller.
Sakura Wars 2
Sakura Wars 2 is in like the top 5, though. I think it actually outsold Sakura Wars 1.
Yeah, it's in.
I think the top 5 are something like Virtua Fighter, Virtua Fighter 2, Sakura Wars 1 and 2, and then I think Grandia and Sega Rally are somewhere between.
Oh no, Grandia's not that high. Grandia sold pretty well, but it's not even the top 10.
I thought it was
pretty
high.
It's in the top 50 at least.
Title, are they counting the pack-in console sales as part of the sales figures?
There weren't pack-ins in Japan, to my knowledge.
At Japan pack-ins.
I think I looked at a list once, and it was like Sakura Wars 2 sold like over 500,000 copies, and I think like Virtua Fighter, some of the Virtua Fighters are like over 1 million. So
Yeah,
it's up there, but it wasn't
Still,
the best.
like a
it's
1
up
to 10
there.
attach rate. It's still really good.
Especially considering it was released right at the end and the Dreamcast had been announced.
Okay, so I'm looking at a list of, I think they're Famitsu sales, and Sakura Tyson 2 was 7th. Virtua Fighter 2 was the top with 1.3 million sales.
Yeah, I think that was the same list I looked at a while back.
Yeah. And Virtua Fighter 1 was 4th. So.
Well, as far as how well Sakura Wars 2 sold, I'd like to point out that as famous as Sekata Shiro was for beating up everybody who didn't play Sega Saturn, the one commercial where he didn't do any of that was the commercial for Sakura Wars 2. It was such a big deal that he broke protocol just to have a moment with
Exactly.
Chisa Yokoyama or Sakura.
I ship Sagata and Sakura.
Yeah, and it's still referenced today. Like if you play Project Cross Zone 2, there's a reference to that commercial in that game.
Yeah.
Sanjiro and Sakura are both in it.
That's probably the introduction a lot of people had to both of those characters, frankly.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
a very good commercial.
Yeah, no, it's probably one of my. Honestly, it's probably my favorite one. And I'm not biased because I'm a Sakura Wars fan at all. It actually is one of my favorite ones on that. And I do love the Project X Zone references. I especially like the dialogue. If you guys want to look it up, you can look up like the Project X Zone missions with Sakura, and they like have Sagata like running away with her, and like the dialogue options between battles reference it as well. But yeah, no, it's amazing. It's amazing that we were able to see why he loved Sakura so much. We could finally play the game and see, the reason why he loved this game. And I'm happy that we now have that opportunity. And I just gotta thank you guys for making that happen and making it possible. Thank you again.
Yeah,
thank you again for having us here.
For sure, and we'll definitely be doing a launch party once this comes out. So we'll definitely have a whole launch thing for that as well to celebrate the game release. So definitely keep us in the loop on that, and we can get that all sorted. And I'll wear my nice release suit, my suit that I need to get dry cleaned for a wedding actually coming up. So never a better opportunity.
Get one of those T-shirts that have a tuxedo print on it.
Ooh, that works. Have like a Saturn on it. That'd be kind of cool.
Or get like a Sega Sanjiro fighting gi.
I could make that happen, actually. Maybe. Maybe. But anyways, with that, we should probably shout out our patrons. Wait, actually, no. I'm going to thank you before you go. Thank you guys for being on the show. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yeah, and before we go, probably shout out our patrons. So, top patrons are Murder Crows, Blue Moon 95, Emerald Nova, Ioannis Fetz, Cerillion, Derek aka Team, Jim Clasher Rank, Justin, Momphis, Nutrageous, Rowan Dished, Sega Steve, I think he's a new guy, thank you, Shadow Mask, Stone Man, Tanuki Trev, and Young Money Sui. And if you'd like to get shouted on the show at our $10 up in level, you can get shouted on the show, get early access to magazines, early access to videos, Pandemonium videos, and actually fan translation betas from Malenko. Like he's been working on the translating was it Saturn Bomberman Wars for the Saturn and doing the translation for that. So if you guys want to play the early beta of that and experience it a little bit, we're releasing that to patrons. I think it's like $3 and up, I believe, is what we're releasing it for. And yeah, and the magazine, if you don't even $1, we'll have your name in there and be able to put your name on in the magazine, so that's going to be an amazing thing. That just having your name in print is, I always think that's really cool. I don't know, to me it's really neat. And also join the Discord and have a hop in the chat and, you know, be able to chat with people and have a nice discussion with everybody. But yeah, and of course, I mean, usually this is where I plug all our stuff, but I kind of want to forfeit that, and I just want to thank everybody, Bowl of Lentil, Sewen, CG Rokora, Crouching Mouse, Matto B, Opponent, and Trekkies Unite for making this possible. I kind of want to forego like the shilling our stuff just for these guys because it's worth it. Like you guys.
Well, let's promote Sega Extreme then, and just say, hey, go to the Sega Extreme links that are pinned in the comments right now, and go download the patch and all the other patches.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's right. Go on the Sega Extreme for the competition. They have a lot of great games and fan translations, including Lunar, Eternal Blue, the Drift King 97, and of course this one, Sakura Wars 2, with a demo of it. There's a lot of like cool things, and of course original games as well, like shoot 'em ups, visual novels, whatever you guys want, and of course first person shooters. There's so much. So many cool projects that are in Sega Extreme right now, and of course you can download the patch. Danthrax posted it in the comments. It's pinned. If you want to patch it and play it yourself, got to make sure you patch the demo version of Sakura Wars, which honestly we might be able to attach because I think they give that away for free, right? Essentially, as they get supermarkets and stuff.
I honestly have no idea.
I think so, but don't quote me on.
Yeah.
Even so, free doesn't mean public domain, so you may want to
not do that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. But
yeah, we decided with like the Stellar Assault demo disc to just release a patch for it instead of a modified demo, just because it's still technically not our intellectual property.
Yeah,
and it's just less data to download overall in any way you cut it.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just make an article just how to quickly patch this demo, because I've gotten a couple of questions about it already.
We actually have one up for the bulk slash. And
Yeah,
this uses SSP, right?
Yeah, it's just a Sega Saturn patcher. Just download Knight's patcher and just have the disk image, and you're good to go. It's really painless and easy.
I'll actually get the article up. If somebody probably beats me to it, actually, if one of you guys, the mods, can just get the bulk slash, just send the link to the release, and it'll have on the bottom how to patch a disk image. Just do it for Sakura Wars, and it's pretty straightforward.
The easiest thing to tell everybody is, do you have the most recent version of this patcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it. I made it and tested it with 1.3. So I mean, if you have that or higher, you're good.
Right, because the latest version is the pack-in with Wachenreuter, which is not on the resource page yet because it's not complete. And I think Knight is supposed to be working on a 2.0 after he's fixed some, does basically a code overhaul.
Yeah, and if you make a patch in that Wachenreuter version, and then someone tries to apply it with the version that's on the resource page, it will fail. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Yeah, so, because we tried it with Stellar Assault, and we were met with horrible failure. So, yeah, I don't know. So did you use the Wachenreuter version to make this Sakura Wars patch?
No, I used 1.3, the latest one that Knight had on Sega Extreme.
In the resource page? Okay, then everybody should be good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It should be fine.
Yeah, but yeah, and I also got like the competition, also Stellar Assault, and of course Wachenreuter, both the fan translations for those games. So I know literally everybody, like I think a lot of people don't even know that Wachenreuter has the translation, or that's being worked on at least. Like I still get, oh, I want to play Wachenreuter in English. Like I gotta link them. So I ask everyone watching, Wachenreuter is in English and partially. You can download it on the Sega Extreme demo and play that yourself. If you want to Wachenreuter in English, and of course the Stellar Assault demo as well is in English, the voice acting and stuff. So definitely recommend downloading and playing those because they're amazing.
Yeah, there's one also I want to mention you might not be aware of, is that Magical School Lunar has a fan translation patch that's nearing completion too, I believe.
Oh, that's actually very hype. I'm actually
It's nearing completion. I don't think we've gotten a public update on that in a little while.
Yes. I hear he's just looking for a translator to help him edit it, but last I talked to the lead, it's pretty close. But I could be wrong, but at least I know it's a thing and it's being worked on, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, no, there's nonstop of the, like, I am so hyped. Once that's out there, we can have pretty much all 3 Lunar games on the Saturn playable in English, which is amazing. I know Like, actually, I don't think there ever was an English version of the Lunar School at all, right?
There was a translation for the Game Gear version, which is Walking School Lunar, but the Saturn version, not yet. No, to my knowledge.
Yeah, so that'll be an exclusive. Like, I don't think that's ever been translated in English, period, in any format, officially or unofficially. So that's actually kind of really hype. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Also, Studio Alex's last Lunar game before they got broken up, which is also really cool for Lunar fans.
Yeah, no, there's just so much for the fans of the Saturn. There's so much amazing translations that I'm really hyped to see all this amazing work. And I can't wait for everybody, for all these to be released and people to be playing these, and it'll just be, you know, another game that we could finally play and experience. It's just amazing, frankly. And like I said, before I need to thank you guys so much for all your hard work. And I know I probably said this about 20 times, but like, I mean that without you guys, there'd be no Shiro, really, because of all the hard work you guys do. And it's like, we love showcasing it and letting people know that this is playable. You can experience these games. There's no more, you know, it's in Japanese, I can't play it. Nope, now you can. So thank you again, guys. Amazing, amazing work. Everybody, I think there's 5 different teams from almost everything that's been worked on besides Mr. Conan that's in here, sadly. But he's in our hearts. But yeah, I think with that, we'll have to call it. Thank you again, guys, for your amazing work. And yeah, with that, thank you all for watching. We had a big turnout. Like, I think Max is top 100. We've never hit 100 before, so oh my god, thank you. And we're still at I think 50 something or whatever. 49, about 50. But yeah, that's still amazing. Thank you guys for watching. I definitely ask you guys if you could stick around and watch us in the future, because we have all this content, we have all these releases, and it's a ton of fun. So yeah, with that, guys, thanks for watching, and remember, you must play Sega Saturn.
Thanks again.
Yep, thank you.
And